Hey everyone, happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday before the holiday, before Thanksgiving Day. How's everybody doing? What's up, Slide? I just thought I'd chit chat with you guys a little bit while I'm up here prepping for my holiday meal. I got a bowl of a whole bunch of veggies that I'm cutting up for my dressing and my greens and my beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, ham. Y'all know what I'm saying. Yes, yes. I don't know how old this pick is. Probably about 2 months, 2 or 3 months. My avatar. I actually had a different one on there with my mask that I had been using for about maybe the last 3 weeks or so. Then I changed it last night because I was showing somebody, my pastor, I actually helped him start a YouTube channel. So I was showing him how to change the avatars if he didn't want to cam up on his shows. So that's when I changed it. But yeah, so I hope everybody is having a wonderful, wonderful week, a wonderful day. I don't know if y'all at work. I don't know if y'all at home. But yesterday for the week was my Friday. So I only had to work Monday and I took PTO for the rest of the week. So I don't have to go back to work till Monday, which I always do. I always take off a lot of days around the holidays because I do a lot of cooking. Okay, I do a lot of cooking. But yeah, so again, I'm up here just uh in my PJs chopping up, doing a lot of chopping up. I got some celery, some peppers, some onions, some garlic, all kind of stuff nearby me that I'm prepping for the holidays. I always chop up my veggies like a day or two before I cook. Then I just wrap them up and put them in the fridge. But yeah, so please feel free to let me know your plans for the holiday. If you're off work, if you're still working, um, what you plan on doing, traveling, staying home, whatever. Please feel free to let me know in the chat. But as you can see by the title of the show, now it's funny because I'm sure you guys have probably noticed too, especially if you have a YouTube channel or you watch a lot of people on YouTube. But I'm sure you probably notice um, when you're watching some people's videos, all of a sudden you see the thumbs up button because I always thumbs up the people I watch. I always thumbs up the people I watch. It's like so like not cool to be watching somebody that you like on YouTube and you don't hit their like button. I don't get it. Like if it's 500 people in your chat, at least half of those should be thumbsing up the video. I mean, at least half. Because you always got your trolls watching, you got haters watching, um, stuff like that. So, of course, everybody is not going to always give you a thumbs up on your video. But recently, I had noticed, and I didn't think nothing of it at first. I was just watching somebody's video, and I realized the thumbs up button was there, the thumbs down button was there, but the thumbs up button had the number count, and the thumbs down button didn't show the number count. And I was like, well, that's weird. And I didn't think nothing of it. And then I was watching, some more people videos over the past few days. I really wasn't paying attention. And then this morning I was watching somebody's video and I noticed it again. And I was like, why is the thumbs down not showing the number count on people's videos? So I was thinking maybe it's a glitch in the system, or maybe there's a new thing that we can do on our own to set up on our YouTube channels. So I went and searched it. I went on Google and I typed in YouTube dislike number count or discount count not showing. And so what I found was YouTube had did a test earlier this year to see if there would be a difference in the down, if on the down button or the dislike button count, if they left the button there but didn't show how many dislikes were given. So they did a test, and they said basically what they found out, that when they did that test, I think they did it for maybe 3 months. Yeah, I think they did it. It was like an experiment. It was like an experiment. And so the creators, like us, the people who have channels, you know, content creators, we can still go to our YouTube studio and we can see how many dislikes we got on a particular video. But on the actual video, if you're watching the actual video, it only shows you the like counts, but not the dislike count. So anyway, they did this experiment earlier this year. And YouTube, because a lot of people is not feeling it. Some people, and I want to get your opinion. I was going to do a poll, but I said, you know what, I'm going to just go live because, you know, I'm just sitting at home chopping up vegetables for the holidays, you know, prepping my food. Sure. But yeah, a lot of people is not feeling it. And I want to see what you guys or how you guys felt about that. But yeah, YouTube's justification for doing this, for trying out this experiment earlier this year, was because they basically found that viewers or commenters, people who comment, were less likely to leave a dislike and engage in targeted harassment, which tends to occur at a higher proportion on smaller channels. Can I get a hello? Because that is true. That is true. A lot of smaller content creators seem to get more dislikes on their video. So what they did was they made the dislike count private. So the button is still there. You can hit the dislike button if you want on somebody's video, but you or nobody else can tell how many people exactly hit the dislike button. Now, again, creators, YouTubers, we're still able to view our exact dislike count in the YouTube studio. But again, a lot of people are not happy with this. They're not happy with the changes. YouTube says it's approximately 720,000 hours of content uploaded each and every day. So just imagine 720,000 hours of content, because there's millions of YouTubers, millions of people on YouTube. And just imagine how many dislikes there are in a day for not just people just disliking your video. Like you could just you could create a video. Like you could go into YouTube, create a video, say you wanted to start in 2 hours or tonight or, you know, later this week. And if you go to that person's video, you know, you might find like 5, 10, 20 dislikes already. And they haven't even started their video. Now you know those are haters. We all know those are haters. Hey, Carrie Ray. Hey, Boo. Hey, Miss Cruiser. Oh, yeah. I was just saying that. Yeah, Miss Cruiser. I was just talking about the dislike buttons. The button is still there, but the like count the dislike count is hidden, is private, to where only the content creator can see their dislike count on each video in the creator studio. And if anybody wants to jump on the screen and let me, want to talk to me about it, I can drop the link. Because again, I'm just sitting here cutting up some vegetables for my Thanksgiving dinner. Just chopping up all my ingredients, prepping for my Thanksgiving meal. I always do this like a few days ahead of time. So when the time comes to cook, I already got all my peppers, onions, garlics, celeries. I already got all that stuff already chopped up and in the fridge. So I'm about to drop the link if anybody wants to jump on the screen and talk to me. And we can talk about the dislike, the subject of the or the title of the show, or we can talk about other stuff. But yeah, Carrie Ray says she don't like it. You said I don't agree with the removal of the dislike button. Now, I for one think it's kind of cool because I am a content creator, and maybe, just maybe, more people who are not. Now, this is just my opinion. Maybe more people who are not content creators might not see the advantage of this and might not agree with it. Now, Carrie, you can tell me why you feel or why you don't like it. Please feel free to let me know. I know, as far as I know, you're not a content creator. Even though I think you probably should be. I think you would make an excellent content creator, child. But because you always have an input on a lot of things, and I didn't have you on my StreamYard before, and I love your the way you think, your opinions and commentary on different things going on in the B sector. But anywho, you said you may be. Oh, what? Hold on, Carrie Ray. Are you for real? You started your channel? I have that effect on people. I really do. I don't know how many people have started YouTube channels because of me. Because I just, if you're a YouTuber and you've been watching a lot of YouTube, you kind of can get a feeling of who would make a good content creator. And I'm usually never wrong. Never wrong. So yes, if you started uploading, let me drop. Dang, you know what? Hit me up. Send me the link to your YouTube channel in my IG on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. It's the Hood Table, just like the name of my channel, the Hood Table. And inbox me or DM me your channel link so I can subscribe to your channel, because I do want to subscribe to your channel. Yep, send it to me a DM on Insta. But yeah, I just think it's a good idea because, again, a lot of people who dislike your videos, basically they're saying what YouTube is saying, that it's so many people out here that will dislike your video. A lot of people see it. They can create a video, and before they even say hello or hey everybody, or in the words of Mr. Tim, Uncle Tim, Timothy Blaine, what's up, YouTube? Before they can even get any words out, they already got all these dislikes on their channel, on their video. So they're basically saying, YouTube is basically saying, some people, what the dislike button is supposed to be for originally, which is common sense, what it's supposed to be for, is for people who really don't like the video or dislike the content, like have a valid reason. That's what the dislike button was created for. But they came to find out over the years that the dislike button is not what it was made for, or what it's intended for. It's not being used what it was intended for. So a lot of times it helps people who are watching distinguish between what's worth watching and what is not worth watching. Like before I became a YouTuber, and I've been a YouTuber for like 4 years because I got several different channels, and this channel, the Hood Table, is about maybe 2.5 years old, I think. And then I had a channel before that for a couple of years. So what I remember when I used to just watch YouTube, I just watched it, whether it was cooking videos, how-to videos, music videos, whatever, before I even found out about the beef sector. When I watched videos back before I became a content creator, I would look at the dislikes and I would honestly think, like if I was looking at a cooking video trying to find out something I didn't know how to make, I would honestly think that the person cooking is a horrible cook, or the recipe turned out bad, or something like that. Something like that. So That was what I got from watching videos before I became a content creator. That all the dislikes people were getting were really like probably valid reasons, right? And then when I became a YouTuber, I realized you could say one sentence on YouTube. Good morning, how's everybody doing? I hope you're having a great day. And you would get a whole bunch of dislikes just because. And it's mainly from trolls and haters. And I think it's an unfair advantage for content creators because some people could really think that what they're doing in their video, what they're discussing, is really not that good based on all the likes that people are allowed to give and all the dislikes that people are allowed to give, and then showing that dislike number count can kind of sway people from subscribing to your channel or even just watching your video. So that's my perspective. So I understand where YouTube is going with this, because what it's going to do is, with the number count being hidden, they ran a test, right? They ran a test earlier this year. Well, it was like an experiment. And what they did was they took so many content creators, so many YouTube channels, and they left the dislike button there, but they hid the number count of the dislikes on all these people's videos. And what they learned in that experience is the discount number count went down drastically. Because what they learned was, a lot of times people will go to a video and see some dislikes, and it's kind of like targeted harassment or just trolling or just, just, I don't know, being messy, being mean, just, I'm going to hit dislike. I don't like the way they look. I don't like the tone of their voice. I don't like, people don't dislike. They don't dislike videos anymore because of the way it was intended. It's targeted harassment. That's what they learned. It's targeted harassment. And I like the way they phrased that, because I would have never thought of it before as targeted harassment. I really wouldn't have. And me personally, I don't dislike people's videos because I don't like them. I just don't watch people I don't like. And everybody I do like, I make sure, even if I go back on the replay, if I miss you live and I go back and watch your replay, I hit the like button. I might not comment. I might be watching it while I'm at work, watching it while I'm driving, watching it while I'm doing something around the house. I might not comment on the replays, but I do hit the like button. And of course, if I'm watching you live, I always try to say hello to the chat, hello to the host. When I come in, I might only comment one time if I'm busy, but I at least try to comment one time and say, I'm here, I'm watching, I'm here to support. But Carrie Ray said, in the same way I think it's okay for us to, in the same way they think it is okay for us to see how many people like a video, we should also be able to see who don't like it. YouTube people are just too sensitive and get offended over everything. And I understand where you're going with that. I really do. I understand where you're going with that. But again, from a content creator who I've been making content on on YouTube, from baking cakes, doing live cake decorating. I mean, I'll do all kind of cake, all kind of stuff. TV show reviews, news reviews, interviews. I do all kind of stuff. And I've just learned that a lot of people will just dislike your video. Like you see people who got maybe, I don't know, 1,000 views on their video. And they might have like 300 likes. They might have 150, 175 dislikes. And a video overall is just them talking and chit-chatting, with the people watching. And like, really, are there really 150 people who really just disliked what you were talking about in a video? It usually don't work that way. It's just people hating. And if you're in the beef sector, you see it all the time. If you're in the beef sector, you see it all the time. Before people even get started on their videos, they already got 15, 20, 25, 30, 75. they already got a high number of dislikes before they even start their show. And those are, again, that's not a fair advantage to the person who's creating the content. So, but I see it from both ways. Like I said, there's a lot of people who agree with it. It's a lot of people who don't agree with it. Nikki said, some people just hate and just be disliking videos because they don't. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Like, a lot of people don't like Tasha K. A lot of people like big YouTubers, small YouTubers. A lot of people just don't like them. So they just hit the dislike button for no reason. And it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me how people continually watch people on YouTube they don't like just to give a negative comment. And they do that on Instagram and Twitter as well. That's where it all started. They did it. They start on, oh my God, on Instagram and Twitter is trolls all day long, just going down your stuff and leaving negative comments and down in your thumbs down in your videos, and they just trolling. That's all it is, just trolling. And when I first became a YouTuber, let me tell y'all something real funny, right? And again, if anybody wants to jump on the link with me up on the screen, you don't have to show your face. I'm just sitting here prepping my food for Thanksgiving, just chopping up vegetables and stuff. I just chopped up a pepper. I got like 4 more peppers to chop up before I move on to the other veggies. But I'm just like, I'm telling y'all, when I first started watching YouTube, because again, I only watched it to learn how to do stuff or watch music videos. I was just not into YouTube that much. I didn't even realize that there were people creating content like shows, we didn't get live shows till maybe like 5 years ago. We were able to do live shows. Before then, everybody could only upload. It could be a little longer than 5 years, but you know what I'm saying? For a long time, YouTube, all you could do was upload. And then one day they started, allowing people to go live. But when I first started my very, very first YouTube channel, my Tanya's Primetime TV Media Reviews channel, I was doing like some really great shows, and not just because I thought I was. I mean, I was getting good feedback from people. And just reviewing TV shows, nothing big. And when I would get dislikes, I would go to my teenagers, my sons, and I'd be like, I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. What am I doing wrong on my TV show reviews to get dislikes? Like, what am I doing wrong when I report something that happened on the news? Like, why am I getting dislikes? And my sons looking at me like, Mom, are you serious? If you really gonna sit here and worry about dislikes on your video, then you should not be a YouTuber. And I'm looking at them like, what? I'm not supposed to be affected by the dislikes? Now, mind you, this was about 4 or 5 years ago when I first started YouTube. And my son was like, Mom, there's people I follow on YouTube who got thousands and millions of subscribers, and they get thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dislikes. And he says some of them are just showing you how to do stuff. Some of them are, how-to videos. Some of them, he was like, they're not really doing anything bad. It's just trolls, people trolling, people hating. And that can affect, your future people or your future analytics on your video. If people are just for no reason just thumbsing down your videos just to be messy. He said viewers are also going to feel like YouTube silencing their voice opinion on what they watch. Yeah, well, I hear you. I hear you. But to a degree, you're right about the silencing. But the YouTuber, the content creator, can still see their dislike number count when you go to your YouTube studio and look at your analytics on the video. You can still see the number count. So the content creator can still see how many number counts. But see, this is what they learned though. In the experiment that YouTube did earlier this year, they learned that the dislike number count went down drastically because a lot of people, when they see that thumbs down button, a lot of people didn't hit the thumbs thumbs down because they did not see a number count. It's the number count that triggers other people to dislike also. And that's what they basically called it, like targeted harassment. It is a way to harass people, though. If you look at it that way, like Carrie Ray, we know a lot of people in this B sector who a lot of people don't like, whether it's Fi, whether it's Trees, whether it's let's see, Mother, whether it's Pastor J, Sir King. You know, I could go on and on and on with all the people in the B sector that a lot of people don't like. They got fans, but they also got a lot of people that don't like them. And a lot of times, a lot of those dislikes are not because like Fi Babe. Fi Babe could be on her show, and I'm not going in for Fi Babe. I'm not like defending her or nothing like that. I could throw any name out there from Jay Wilson to Fi Babe. I'm just using an example. Fi Babe could be on her show, and she could be tying her shoelaces, and she could get like 200 dislikes. You know what I mean? Jay Wilson could be on his show, driving his car to work, whether it's Uber, like a lot of people think he does Uber. He could just be driving his car to work, not saying anything, and he could get like 100 dislikes. 3C, Sir King, anybody, Rico, Rita, I could just go on and on and on. A lot of people just give dislikes just to give dislikes because they don't like you. They don't even watch the video most of the time. They see that you're on, they'll go to your video, they'll hit dislike, and they'll keep it moving. A lot of them don't even watch you. And that's what I think. That's why I think a lot of content creators is going to really enjoy this. They are really going to like this because people now are going to be like, well, if I hit a dislike on this, nobody will know. That's basically what it is. Even though we don't know who specifically hits the likes or dislikes, we can't see who specifically liked our video, who specifically disliked our video. But through the experiment, they realized that the dislikes went down drastically. So hopefully, I'm hoping that with this new thing that they have on here, I'm hoping that people who really, really don't like your content will be hitting the dislike button. Not people who just trolling you. People who just trolling you. People who just stalking you. People who just want to harass you. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping that it'll do. And not just for the B sector, but everywhere. Like, have you ever went to a cooking video and you watch that video and you're like, oh man, that looks good. I can smell that through the video. Oh my God, they so professional. They clean, washing their hands, talking you through every step, showing you every ingredient, you know, stuff like that. And then you see like 200 dislikes on their video and you're like, why the hell they got 200 dislikes? All they doing is showing you how to make some food. So it's just crazy the amount of haters and trolls that are on social media who have nothing better to do than to harass people. So yeah, I do. I'm feeling it. At first, like I said, I thought it was a glitch. I'm watching all these people's videos and I'm like, okay, they got a lot of likes. I see the thumbs down button, but I don't see the thumbs down count. What's going on with YouTube? Is YouTube messing up? So that's why I looked it up. I looked it up today when I came home from the grocery store because I had to pick up some last minute things. I ain't trying to go back to the grocery store. If I do need something from the grocery store, I'll hit up one of my sons because I'm just about to be cooking, baking food for the next few days. And last night I was going through all my cabinets, going through my pantry, counting my condensed milk, counting my sweetened milk, counting my cream of mushroom, cream of celery, cream of chicken, you know, all your ingredients for all your foods. I'm just going through counting and realized I was missing a few things. missing a few things. And then I also have to get a new meat thermometer because my doggone meat thermometer wasn't working last time. And thank God I know how to cook. But still, when you cooking big food, like big meats, like big hams, big turkeys, big chickens, you know, you want to make sure that the temperature is right. Because you don't want to overcook it, but you don't want to undercook it either and get everybody sick in the house. So I had to buy me a new thermometer for my turkey and pick up a few things for my banana pudding. I had to buy my bananas and all that kind of stuff for my banana pudding that I'm making too. But yeah, when I got home, I was watching matter of fact, I was watching Deanna's video, and I did leave a comment on her video because she was talking about one of the things Deanna was talking about on her video was camera slip from ZX Grown Folks TV that he had on Bless Watkins' channel. And it's crazy because after Bless made that video, I didn't catch her live, so I went back, you know, like I do with a lot of people I watch. I went back and watched the video, the replay, and I saw the camera slip on ZX, and I didn't think nothing of it. I'm like, okay, so he got a camera slip. He was laying in bed and just barely showed his face or whatnot. But when I started watching everybody else's videos, child, they was talking about ZX mouth gummy or something, or he didn't have no top teeth or something like that. So I was watching Deanna and I'm like, dang, I watched the video. I seen the camera slip, but I wasn't paying attention to his mouth. So I was watching Deanna on my way home from the grocery store, and she was talking about it. And I made a comment because I was watching a replay of Deanna, and I made a comment in her comment section on the replay because somebody in the chat had said the camera slip was at the 157 mark. And so I made a comment. I said, no, it's at the 57 mark because the video was only like an hour and 30 minutes or, you know, it wasn't even an hour and 57 minutes long. So I made a comment in her comment section saying the camera slip was at the 57 mark. But then I went back to Bless Watkins' video and I'm like, I don't know. I really couldn't tell. But if they say he didn't have no teeth in his mouth, then I don't know. But I was just cracking up because you know how you watch videos and you don't see what everybody else see. You be like, what the hell? Let me go back. But yeah, I went back to the video. I'm like, man, what did I say in Deanna's comments after her video? And I said, I don't know why. I don't know how people keep getting these camera slips. People who have been on YouTube for I don't know how long, how do y'all keep getting camera slips? It's crazy. Everybody who I show how to start a YouTube channel, like last week, I was with my pastor because he wanted to start a YouTube channel. You know, me and my pastor do a show every Tuesday called From the Pulpit to the Hood Table. And we basically talk about church. We talk about stuff going on in the streets, stuff going on in the community and the news, you know. That's what our show is about. And so, and if y'all watch this, y'all know my pastor is real down to earth. He is hilarious. So if you never watched the show, don't think that you're going to come on there and he's just going to preach you down to your toenails and, you know, like a Sunday sermon. He does get kind of hyped up sometime, but it's more of a chill show. But he does talk about church too as well. But what was I about to say? Got 2 more peppers to cut up. Then I'm gonna start on these. I'm doing my onions last, even though y'all can't see me. Onions make me cry, so I'm doing my onions last. So I got 2 more green peppers. Then I'm gonna start on my celery. But what was I saying? Oh. But yeah, these camera slips. So I was with my pastor last week, and yesterday I helped him do his first YouTube video on StreamYard. And I told him from the beginning, I said, if I don't teach you anything else about YouTube and StreamYard, keep tape over your camera. And not just a piece of tape. Take a piece of tape, then put another piece of tape on top of that, then put another piece of tape on top of that, then flip it over and put a piece of paper, like tear off a little piece from your envelopes or something in the mail, tear off a little piece of paper, tape it underneath the tape. Then pull the tape over your camera and press it down. That way you can't see nothing through that tape. So he's looking at me like, "Are you real serious about putting tape on my camera?" And he's like, why? You know, and that's what people tell me all the time when they first get started on YouTube or StreamYard. They looking at me all crazy, like, why I need tape on my camera? I want people to see me. Hey, Betty White Boo. And I'm like, every time I help somebody set up their YouTube or their StreamYard, I say the camera is your protection from camera slips. And I told my pastor yesterday when we got off the video for me showing him how to do his first video on YouTube through StreamYard, I said, now remember, when you are not on your video, if you are not going live, there should always be a piece of tape on your camera, on your phone, or on your computer. Because sometimes that StreamYard is tricky. How many times, Betty White and Carrie Ray, have we seen people have some camera slips on StreamYard? Because the thing is, your mute button and your hide cam button and another button is all near the, your mute button and a few other buttons is right near the cam button. The stop cam button. So sometimes people be trying to hit mute or something else, and they'll hit that cam button a lot. Thank you, Betty White, a lot. And that's why I tell people, when you start YouTube or go StreamYard, always have tape. Always. I swear, wherever I take my, people be cracking up. They be looking at me all weird because I take my laptop everywhere with me. Everywhere. And they see the tape on the camera. They be like, what the heck is the tape doing on your camera thing? I say, y'all, if I tell y'all some of the camera slips that I done seen on YouTube, and I told my pastor, sometimes there have been people who even thought they ended their StreamYard, and they didn't really end their StreamYard, and they still on camera. So whatever you was doing around the house in front of that camera, whether you taking off your clothes, whatever, I'm cursing, getting into it with your wife, your husband, your kids, whatever, you might end up having a camera slip. And guess what? Even when you realize it and you turn that camera off, it's still already probably recorded. Somebody done already took some pictures. I'm like, real shit. I don't stress that enough when people come to me and ask me for help setting up their YouTube or their StreamYard or anything like that. I do not stress that enough. Keep tape at all times. The only time tape should not be on your camera, on your phone, or your cell phone is if you are right about to go live. That's the only way to keep from camera slips. Y'all ain't about to catch me having no camera slip. Even though usually almost all the time when I'm coming live, I'm looking decent, before ahead of time. Like right now, I'm in my PJs. I got my little hair bonnet on. I'm in my PJs. I got my hair bonnet on. I'm just sitting in my kitchen at the kitchen table, just chopping up some vegetables. If I had a camera slip right now, y'all would just see me with my bonnet on and with my little PJs on. Nothing bad, nothing drastic. But some people, whoo, child. And like Deanna said, if you don't do nothing else, and before you go live, if you don't do nothing else, if you want your hair to be nappy, if you don't want to put on no makeup, if you don't want to do your hair, if you don't want to put on matching clothes, at least make sure your teeth in. How many people have we seen with a camera slip and their teeth is not in their mouth? I'm going to let that sit in right there. I'm going to just leave that right there. Carrie said, use those colorful poster stickers, cut them in a cute little square and tape them with clear tape. That's right, Carrie Ray. Now I just like grab a piece of mail. I just tear a piece of the letter, tear a piece of the white letter from the mail. And I put it on a piece of tape and I tape it over my my camera. That's all you need. Just put a piece of paper underneath, tape a piece of paper underneath the tape, and make the tape long enough so it can retch around both sides of your phone or both sides of your laptop. That's all you need. All you need. And one day, I was at church one day doing our Tuesday show with my pastor, and after the show ended, he had picked up my tape because he thought it was trash, y'all. He had picked up my tape and put it in his pocket because he thought it was trash. He was going to throw it in the trash in his office. And so I'm getting all my stuff together. I'm getting my tripod, my laptop, my phone, my keys. And I'm like, hold up. Where's my piece of tape? I'm looking all on the floor, all on the... And he's like, you mean that piece of tape that's got that? Yeah, where's my piece of tape? That's for my camera. He said, oh, he calls like everybody in the church daughter. It's either daughter, mother, son, something like that. So he's like, oh, daughter, I picked it up and put it in my pocket. I thought it was trash. I was like, you better give me my tape, Pastor Rose. You better give me my tape. And he took the tape out of his pocket and handed it to me. I was like, no. My laptop, I keep tape on my laptop. You is not going to keep me watching. But yeah, y'all going to learn today. Somebody going to get caught in a really bad predicament that might cost them their job, cause them, some serious money on their StreamYard if they don't start putting tape on them doggone cameras and phones, because it is ridiculous. And sometimes I think people actually do it on purpose. Like, I love my Tracy Boo, but sometimes I used to even think that Tracy was doing that shit on purpose. I'm like, Tracy, how many times you gonna get caught with your get a camera slip, Trace? How many times? Tracy done had a camera slip at least 4-5 times, maybe more. I'm like, Tracy's trying to set an all-time record for the most camera slips in the B sector. I'm telling y'all. And I just be cracking up because I'm like, not again, Trace. And then I sometimes think, well, maybe people is doing it on purpose to create some content, to be what do you call it? I can't think of the name. Trending. Yeah. Maybe they're trying to do it to be trending, on social media. So people will come and watch the video. You said Natasha will love Tracy. Yes. Betty, right. Tracy and Natasha, I think they probably had the most. But I'd be like, Tracy Boo, put the tape on there, Trees. You got all these people dragging you every time you have a camera slip. And they be dragging Tracy for filth. I'll be like, oh, post Tracy, not again. But yeah, that it'd be funny though. It's always funny when somebody have a camera slip, no matter who it is. Because sometimes they facial expression, like, I'll never forget. What's that one lady name? The one who didn't have her wig on, she didn't have her teeth on. What's her name? Reed the Heart of Philly or something. And I think that was probably the funniest camera slip, because it was like, oh my God, her face when she realized the camera was off. I was like, and that was the funny part for me. The funny part wasn't her teeth. It wasn't her hair or her wig or whatever. It was the facial expression she had. Like she just wanted to say, like, oh shit, oh fuck, oh damn, oh no. And she took her doggone YouTube channel. She shut the whole YouTube channel down. That's how embarrassed she was. She shut the whole channel down. But then everybody was like, come on, Reed. It was a camera slip. You didn't have your teeth in. You didn't have your wig in. Oh, well. Don't shut your channel down. You better come back on here and get this money in this beef sector. Shoot. Because while y'all having them camera slips, people is coming to your channel. People might be coming to laugh or to get some content for their own channel, but you still getting them clicks and views. And if anything, it just teaches you a lesson. Keep that camera taped up on your phone and your laptop. I can't express it enough. And anybody who I teach how to use StreamYard, or people in my personal life who be like, I want to start YouTube. I want to use the system that you be using. After I stress over and over and over and over again with these people that I be showing how to do stuff, to keep a camera over your cell phone, keep tape over your cell phone or your laptop, always 25/8/366. 25/8/366. Tape should always be on your cell phone and always be on your laptop, always covering the camera, always. Because it's that one time when you be like, get off a show and you don't put that tape back on there. Then the next time something happened, you got to jump on here. Stuff is trending on social media or whatever. It's a big beef going on. You just want to jump on and talk. And you forget to put that tape up there, and you turn on your thing and forget to press the high cam, and they see you. Or you accidentally hit show cam so they can see your face, and you like, oh shit. They done see my house filthy. They done see me walking around with gummy gums, no teeth. They done seen me nappy headed. They done seen me half dressed. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. Yes, hashtag girl Betty White. Thank you, boo. Hashtag tape. Let me highlight your comment. Hashtag tape your cam. Hashtag tape your cam. Because I think it's been a few people who've been caught camera slipping these last few days besides grown folks. Wasn't there somebody else who got caught on a camera slip? I don't know. Y'all tell me now. Because I've been watching y'all. I be watching. Y'all know Tanya be watching y'all. Like I said, the YouTube be keeping me entertained when I be working these long hours at work. And I be just typing away, working, and I have my laptop playing, and I'll be on here listening to people roasting and getting read down. And as a matter of fact, how y'all feel about Stomp Down? Like, how y'all really feel about the outrage, the Stomp Down outrage? Like, I don't know. I think it all started, well, before we even talk about Stomp Down, I think I remember hearing outrage. Well, we hear outrage a lot in the beef sector. But you said that's what I do. I'm at work listening. Oh, yep. I be at work. Well, I'm off today. I'm off for the rest of the week. I'm off till Monday. But yeah, when I'm working those 10, 11, 12 hour shifts or longer, I'll be listening to YouTube all day. It's so very entertaining. But we have first heard about the outrage in the last few weeks when it pertained to Brian. And I don't know how many of y'all watch Brian, but he it was outrage for him, and he was hearing how people are saying YouTube is just getting so dark, or that's what Brian was talking about. And I agreed with Brian that YouTube did not just get dark. I don't know why the hell people keep talking about, I don't know, YouTube is just getting so dark, people just going so far, I mean, YouTube beef sector ain't changed for me in at least 2-3 years. So all these newer content creators who are creating content, and they up here dragging and reading and whatever, ain't none of that changed. People been doxing for years. But all of a sudden, YouTube has changed. It's just getting so dark. I just don't know if I even gonna stay in this sector anymore. Knowing they asses, let me get started cutting on my celeries. I'm done with all my peppers. But knowing they asses ain't going no damn where. People be talking about they leaving the B sector. They be gone for like what, a week? Okay, I give it to some people. Some people then left for like maybe a month, maybe 2 months, But for the most part, most people leave for like a few days, a week or something like that. And they right back there because they know it's very profitable in the beef sector if you're one of the people beefing and always getting into it with people. I like Brian too, Betty. I love Brian. He be cracking me up. And Stomp Down. A lot of people don't like Stomp Down. Yeah, let's get back to Stomp Down. I just wanted to start with what people were saying about Brian, like maybe a month ago or so, when they was like, "Oh, it's just getting real dark." Because Brian was reading somebody down. I don't know if it was Five. I don't know who it was that he was reading down. But then Stomp Down, he starts to make content starting from Jay Wilson's channel to Vivian channel to now his own channel. And people is just like, oh, it's so dark. Oh, it's so this. Oh, it's that. And a lot of people don't like Stump Down because people feel like Stump, and yes, I do like Stump. I watch him and Brian. I watch everybody. Y'all know that. I watch everybody because I don't really watch people just because somebody likes them or somebody refers them or somebody recommends them or somebody dislikes them. I just watch people to hear content. And sometimes I watch people that I really don't care for only because I want to hear their clap back to somebody else. So I might watch two people, one I don't really care for and one I care for, because I got to hear both sides of the story. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I don't like about some people who be watching. Hold on, let me take a sip because I've been talking for 2 hours damn near. Well, an hour. Okay. So what I hate about people who watch people on YouTube is that they don't get both sides of the story. They watch like their fave and they just take everything they say to heart as Bible. And they don't like somebody could be their fave and they be like, oh, I don't understand why they keep talking about you. Oh, I don't understand why they care. I don't understand why they drag you. You don't do nothing wrong. Oh, you are a saint. Da, 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 da. But they don't watch what the other person has said that person might have did. If it's 25, 30 YouTubers saying the same thing about one particular YouTuber, but you only want to watch your fave and not hear what the other YouTubers are saying, then of course you're going to think your fave is perfect and flawless and they never done anything. So that's me. I watch a lot of people on YouTube, a lot of people in the B sector, not for just because I like them, but some of them I just watch for their content to see what they had to say about what somebody else had to say, what somebody else had. That's the only way you keep up with what's going on in the B sector. Sometimes you have to watch people you don't really care for. But there are some people that I cannot stand. And it's not like something they did, but it's some people who I cannot stand they voice. Some people's, I know y'all understand where I'm going with, and I ain't gonna say no names, but some people voices are so irritating and cringy. I'd be like, ooh, let me get 5 minutes. If I can just do 5 minutes. Ugh. But yeah. So, whew, child. Betty says exactly. Oh, okay. Now this is where I was going with the stump. Now, yeah, a lot of people like him, a lot of people don't like him. So, I understand. Carrie says she don't care for him. Betty says she don't care for him. Yeah, a lot of people don't care for him. I watch him because I think he's funny. I really do. I think he's hilarious. And when he first started on Jay Wilson's channel, that's when I first got a chance to see who he is. Even though they said that he has another YouTube channel by another name, I did go to the other YouTube channels that they were talking about, and I do swear up and down, it does sound like him. But I ain't gonna swear on it. Well, I did just swear, huh? Okay. Don't take my word for it. I'm gonna say that, but it does sound like him on that other YouTube channel. But whether it is or whether it's not, I still like his content. I do. But a lot of people are saying that he keeps what do you call it when you get into something that doesn't really pertain to you. I'm having a brain fart right now. Think, Tanya. Interject. Is that an interject? But a lot of people do it. Come on now. It's the B sector. How you gonna say one person always interjecting or whatever they call it in somebody else's beef or something like that? It's called content. That's what they do in the B sector. They hear what somebody else said. They go and listen to the thank you, Betty White Boo, thank you, love. Inserting. They hear what other people are saying about other people. They watch them bees people back and forth. Then they come on their own channel and they talk about it. It's not really inserting to me. It's basically like just giving your feedback. Just giving your commentary that you have every right to do. But a lot of people don't like people talking on them. But then they'll be the same people. Like, how you don't like people talking on you, but you the same person who be talking on this person, talking on that person, talking on that person. Look how they was dressed. Look at their hair. Look what they said. Did you hear what they said? Did you hear what somebody else said about them? Look where they live. Look where they work. Look at that. You know, it's always something. So I don't know. And if it isn't searching, I guess that's just a part of the profit. Guess that's just a part of the process. I really do. I guess it's just a part of the process. Now we have somebody in the chat who is a troll. So I'm going to block them. I'm going to block them. Matter of fact, I think that's the same troll that was in my chat the other day, just using the same name because they're using the same verbiage. They're using the same verbiage. So I'm going to make sure they are blocked. Block, blickety, blickety, block, 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 block. Whoever that troll is, I don't know. They must really, I don't know. And see, that again is one of the reasons why I like the fact that YouTube disabled the dislike count on the dislike button. So that people watching cannot see how many dislikes you getting, because it's people like that, trolls, who come in, they just trolling and they'll hit the dislike button. So I'm glad, yeah. So that part. But yeah, X and left troll. I know some people don't mind trolls in their chat. Who is that don't mind? Is it Jay Wilson? That don't mind trolls in his chat because he said it's all about the clicks and the views, but I don't like trolls in my chat. I really don't. They irritating and they can kind of get you off topic. You know what I'm saying? So he had to go. The troll has to go. But Betty said I insert myself all the time. Right, Betty? And ain't nothing wrong with it because people do it too. But the thing is, people have their faves. They have their faves, and they certain people get special treatment. Oh, they put WTF for what the F. And it's the same troll that was in my chat the other day. They just used a different name, and they kept saying what the F or WTF. They just kept saying it over and over in their comments. Or they were saying, what's this about? Or what the H you talking about? Or, it's a troll. I got them right away. Hold on, let me clean my, I'm just going to rinse off my cutting board so I can do a different vegetable. Hold on, drop some change out my pocket. Hold on. Oh, I'm losing money. Where'd I go? Y'all know I just came from the store a little while ago. I had change in my pocket and it fell out my pocket when I got up. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, they have their favorites. They show favoritism to different YouTubers. So some YouTubers, it's okay to have like 50,000 people on your StreamYard panel giving their opinions who might not even be content creators. But as soon as somebody else do some commentary on that particular YouTuber, then, they're always inserting themselves. You know who gets told that all the time? Ask April. Ask April, who I love. And I know some people don't like her. But you like who you like. And you don't like who you don't like. But ask April. She is one of the main people that I hear others say that she's always inserting herself, even though she's doing the absolute same thing that every other person in the B sector is doing. And it's like, how is she always inserting herself when the same people, like the same people, the same exact people, it's like I can say like 5, 10 people off the top of my head who always jumping on everybody's StreamYard and giving their opinion on everybody and their mama. But that's not insertion. Like, come on now, somebody give me the real description, give me the real glossary term of the word insertion. Come on now, give me the Webster version. The Webster version of insertion. But anyway, yeah, a lot of people do the same thing. If you did not insert yourself on YouTube in the B sector, you wouldn't really have no content. You wouldn't have no content. And there would be no B sector because nobody would be inserting themselves in other people's shit. Okay. But yeah, I didn't get about an hour on here. I didn't plan on being here too long because I have a lot to do. Y'all hear me? I don't know if y'all can hear me cutting and chopping through this celery, but I have a lot of celery sticks that I have to cut up. I just did a whole bunch of green peppers. I'm working on my celery sticks now. Then I got to do my onions and hot peppers and garlics, and I got all kind of stuff. Like, I don't know how y'all make y'all turkeys, but when I make my turkeys, I put fruit and veggies in my turkeys, around my turkeys. I have a layer of fruit, vegetables and fruits and stuff that my turkey sits on. Like, I use lemons, I use limes, I use oranges, I use apples, I use, of course, all the veggies like the celeries, the onions, the garlic, the, green peppers, all your stuff. If you know how to cook, I don't have to run down all the ingredients. But yeah, so I cut up all my stuff like a few days in advance. Then I either put aluminum foil on them or saran wrap, and I put them in the fridge. But you said fruit. Oh yes, you ain't never put limes and lemons inside your turkey to get that citrus flavor, honey. Betty White. It adds a ton of flavor. Yes. yes. Try it one day. Matter of fact, have you ever brined a turkey? When I brine my turkeys, I sit them in cold, ice cold water for you can do it for up to 12 hours, I believe. And you use salt. You use a lot of salt. You use vegetables. You use fruits like apples, oranges, limes, lemons. Look up some brining recipes. Use fruits and vegetables. Yep. And it just, oh God, it adds us. Telling you, as a no, I don't do peaches and mangoes now. I didn't say peaches and mangoes. No, I don't use peaches and mangoes. I use oranges. Oranges for that citrus. Oranges for that citrus. And of course, lemon and lime. A lot of people use lemon and lime, but yeah. Yeah, orange is a fruit that a lot of people use in their turkeys. And I stuff that cavity. I stuff it with my parsley, with my sage, with my rosemary. Excuse me. All that. Matter of fact, let me open my fridge. Hold on. I'm going to read y'all all my stuff. Oh, yeah. Parsley, sage. Oh, I got so much stuff in here. I got a whole drawer of lemons and lime. But bay leaves, I put my bay leaves inside the cavity of the turkey. I got my rosemary. I got my parsley. I got my sage. And then, of course, I put my celery, my onions, garlic, peppers. I put oranges. I put lemons. I put limes. Yeah, I go all the way in on my turkeys. Yep. Yep. And I got two refrigerators. That I have both in my kitchen. I have a one on one side of the room. Then I have another refrigerator on the other side of the room. But yeah, a lot of y'all know I'm a cake decorator, cake designer, a baker. So I have two refrigerators because a lot of the times when I'm if I have a lot of cake orders, I need that extra fridge to store my cakes in and all my ingredients for my cakes. Oh no, not like grapes and pros. You said I almost got canceled. Betty, please don't cancel me. Please don't cancel me. Like they trying to cancel Stomp Down. But yeah, back to Stomp Down. I don't think they should cancel Stomp Down. I don't think they should cancel Brian. I don't think they should cancel anybody in the beef sector. Honestly, because a lot of people in the beef sector have been doing the same shit, if not worse, for years. But every time it's somebody who is not popular, like the popular viewer's choice, when they do the same stuff or talk about the same people or be dragging for filth, then the beef sector is just so evil now. I'm gonna jump off the beef sector and go to another social media platform. So yeah, I just watch everybody. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah, I'm about to get off of here, y'all, and finish chopping up all my veggies and stuff. And then this evening I'm going to just sit around and get caught up on some of y'all on YouTube. Carrie Ray, please don't forget to send me the link in my DM on IG, Carrie Ray. Make sure you send me the link to your YouTube channel, Carrie Ray, in my DM so I can support your channel and be sharing your videos and stuff. But yeah, well, you've been watching YouTube for a long time and you follow a lot of people. So I know for sure if more people knew that you had a channel, that you would get a lot of support. I'm pretty sure of it. I'm pretty sure. Hell, if Betty White started a channel, her butt would get a whole bunch of viewers and support. Shoot. Like, seriously. A lot of people who are just viewers and supporters, and I don't want to say just as like you're lower than a content creator. I'm not saying it like that, but I'm saying a lot of people who be commenting in the chats and stuff be having a lot of commentary and a lot of valid opinions and points on a lot of different topics in the beef sector, and a lot of your points and topics and comments and commentary is valuable. So, and that's how those be like the most supported ones when they do start their channels. But don't be afraid to go live, Carrie. Just keep that tape over your camera if you don't want to show your face. And I'm not saying this because you're not, decent enough to be seen. I'm not saying it because of that. I'm just saying if you want to be like a avatar, like a lot of these other people on here that just don't show their face, just make sure you keep tape on your phone or on your computer. But yeah, so feel free to go live. Lives, you get so much more people, so much more interaction, so many more views. So yeah, feel free. I know you're just uploading right now, but feel free to go live one day. Just test the waters. Yes, please do. Get you some good old StreamYard. Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. But you said you don't have Ish on channel, but a few vids. Yeah, you better get that channel popping, Carrie. And Betty White, I know Betty White don't want to start no channel. I know. Betty White said, "Don't make me do it." But I'm telling you, Betty, you already know. It's the ones with the mouse and the ones with a very loud opinion or opposing opinions. Who has the most success on YouTube? So I'll support both of y'all. I will, and a lot of other people will too. You can count on that. Y'all remember when Jay Wilson kept pushing Tracy to start a YouTube channel? And Tracy kept saying, no, Brother Jay, no, I don't want to start no channel, Brother Jay. You know how Tracy talked. And then one day, she went over his house, and he helped her set up her own YouTube channel. And I swear to God, it was like, what, 2 days or something? It was so fast. She got her 1,000 subscribers. And that happens to a lot of people. A lot of people who are either liked or disliked, who are just a supporter or a subscriber, they be getting monetized on YouTube so doggone fast. She said Betty got subs and no biz. Oh, you got 280 subs? Oh, Betty. Yes, Betty. I didn't even know you had a channel. See, I don't be knowing. And I guess it's because y'all just don't never advertise or something like that. But yeah, Betty White, you can send me the link to your channel too so I can subscribe. Just hit me up on the hood table. On the hood table in my Insta. Follow me on Insta and I'll follow you back. Anybody who follows me on Insta or on Twitter, I'll follow you back. Especially if I know who you are or know you from YouTube. So I'm gonna be checking my Instagram, y'all. So y'all make sure y'all send me y'all links in my Insta DMs so I can subscribe to your channel. And then whenever you go live or whatever, I'll make sure I support and I'll make sure I share your videos. Yes, I like supporting YouTubers. But yes. Slide, do you be going live on YouTube? Slide supports a lot of people too. I'm waiting on his comment. Slide, yes, Slide. I'm subscribed to Slide. Yep, I'm subscribed to you. I sure am. Let me drop Slide Jones' link real quick. Slide got all of us beat. Slide got a lot of subscribers. Hold on, let me drop Slide's. Here is Slide's channel. That's Slide Jones' link right there. Hey, Sassy Boo! Slide, I don't know why. You know what? I'm gonna have to do what a lot of people suggest with the notifications. I think I'm gonna have to unsubscribe from your channel and resubscribe to your channel because that's what they say sometimes helps when you don't get notifications. Because I swear, right hand of God, I don't ever get notifications from you ever. And I'm on YouTube. I have my YouTube on my phone, on my laptop. I'm on YouTube all day, damn near. So I'm doing it right now. I'm unsubscribing right now. I'm unsubscribing, Slide. And I'm resubscribing. I just subscribed again. And I'm hitting the bell. And I'm hitting all notifications right now. Because I swear, I don't think I've ever seen a notification from you. And every time I see a notification from somebody I follow, I immediately go click on their video. So ask Betty Ray. Betty Ray. Ask Carrie Ray and Betty and Sassy. I be in everybody chat. Everybody chat. Oh, is that why, Slide? Oh, you do adult content? So that's now what you talking about adult content? Hold up, Slide. Where is Sassy still in here? Where's Sassy? I see Sassy. I know some of y'all know Sassy too, so I'm gonna drop Sassy's link in here too. Always try to remember at the end of my shows for the content creators to drop their links or at least give the name of their channels. So that's Sassy's link right there. So I drop Sassy's, I drop Slide. Yes, I be in everybody's chat. Hold up, Slide. You be doing grown-up stuff. What kind of grown-up stuff? Like talking about sex? What y'all be having like grown-up conversations? Or I'm gonna have to go over there and look at your videos that you already got up. That's what I'm gonna be doing the rest of this day. I'm gonna be checking out your videos. But I did not know that YouTube doesn't randomly give out notifications if you have like an adult channel per se. Especially if somebody has your link, especially if somebody's got your notification bell on. Slide, jump on the link, Slide. Sassy said, "Ooh, I'm leaving." Hold up. Slide, let me put the link in. You ain't gotta show your face, but jump on the link. If you want to, you don't have to. You don't have to, Slide. But I want you to explain what kind of stuff you be doing. Miss Cruiser. Miss Cruiser on her other channel? Yeah, because I be in Miss Cruiser's chat too. She must be way at the top. I seen her when she first came in, way at the top. Yeah, I can't find her. Oh, there she is. That isn't her. Oh, that's her backup channel? Hold on, let me see if I can find Miss Cruiser's channel. Miss Cruiser. Okay, I found her. Okay, I'm about to drop Miss Cruiser's channel link. So I think I got everybody whose links that I'm subscribed to. Okay, you plugging up the mic? Okay. She's in on 402. Yeah, I'm live on both of my channels, and I'm live on Facebook. Yeah, usually when I go live on my The Hood Table channel and my backup, The Hood Table 402. Miss Cruiser wasn't here. I think she left. Hey, Sly.
Hey, how are you?
I am doing well. How are you doing this holiday week?
Good. Rested. Just glad to be back in these streets, creating content again, and got some things in the works. So I'm pretty excited.
Okay, what you got in the works? Explain to the folks what your channel is all about.
All right, I'll do a quick intro. I am
Okay.
Sly Jones, YouTube content creator, aspiring voice actor, and host of a show called Slide's Midnight Ride.
Okay. Slide Midnight. Now, what's that about?
Okay, Slide's Midnight Ride is a first of its kind show where I do erotic poetry, short stories, fiction, play slow jams, and sometimes we'll have a topic. We might talk about different sexual related topics, BDSM and, different positions, just whatever might come up, whatever questions people might have. And
Okay.
do that along with the music and that kind of thing. So it's kind of a vibe. You have kind of the ASMR thing going on, and it's the kind of thing you do at the end of the day, end of the week, tired. Lock the doors, and you got out of the shower. You're all relaxed and smelling good, and
Oh.
it's that kind of vibe.
Oh shoot! So it's kind of like a grown folks after dark, kind of.
Absolutely, yeah. Little bit of the Sweat Hotel. For those of us in the South, a little bit of yeah, just kind of an after dark grown folks type thing. Gives everybody a chance to chill, men and women too. But a lot of women like the poetry and the stories and stuff like that. And they do get quite can't think of the word, but yeah, some
Engaged. Engaged.
yes, that's a good word for it. There you go. A good tame word to explain it. But
Oh.
Betty's one of my day ones. So like I say, Betty can probably explain it better than anybody because she has been around the longest. One of the people that have been around the longest, and she's been there for some of the more hype shows. Like the last one, I was coming back on the YouTube again, so I was a little more tame. But the next show, I saved some stuff. So I said, I was skipping over them because they were so nasty. I was like, you know what? Now I'm not gonna read them right now. But I said on the next show, I'm gonna hit them with it. So
Oh,
yeah.
no, hold on. Let me ask you this.
Hmm.
When you say poetry, and Carrie says, "Ooh, you got a sexy voice."
Thank you, Carrie.
Sassy said, "Here come Carrie Ray. She about to jump through the computer." But when you
Carrie, look, Carrie raised my baby. Now, shout out to Tracy. And Carrie, being one of her moderators and everything. That's where I met Carrie. And Carrie's one of the sweetest people on YouTube.
Yes, I love me some Carrie. I really like a lot of people in the beef sector, even the ones who don't like really beef. But yeah, I love it over here. Even no matter what some people say. But when you say poetry, is it like
Hmm.
you're reading somebody else's stuff, or is it your actual own poetry?
Every now and then I'll read some original works, but I read mostly from a site called deepundergroundpoetry.com, where
Okay,
they have a lot of romantic poetry, erotic poetry.
okay,
Some of it's just really romantic, but some of it can be, kind of X-rated. So just depends.
okay. And do you allow other people to jump on your StreamYard or on your leak to read some poetry, or I mean, can it be like a what do you call it? Like when people go to the clubs, the what do you
Yeah,
call them?
like spoken
Like
word.
spoken
Yeah,
word, something like that. Is it
yeah.
something?
I've had melanated high priestess. I've had maturish. I've had
Oh, I like Matura's. Yeah, she's yeah.
yeah, I've had several ladies come and read for the channel over the past 2 years. A lot of them that you probably know, that came and would record ahead of time, and I would play it during the show because there's so many really, really good poems that are written for women, but I feel funny
Mm.
reading them. So if I have a woman that can read them, that's awesome. And then plus, to promote their channel and get their name out there too, it helps a lot.
Oh, okay. Well, one day when you might be having an open chat or panel
Hmm. Hmm.
spoken
Hmm.
word, because I have a lot of erotic poetry that I wrote, not recently, but in the past.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I might have to get on there and read some stuff. But my stuff is really erotic, so that's why I was asking. That's why I was trying to get a feeling of where you coming from when you say adult,
Ooh,
entertainment, whatever.
I wish I could read the one I'm looking at right now, but it'll get your whole channel in
Ah,
trouble.
that's probably why I don't.
Ooh,
Because I
Lord.
swear, I'm not
Ooh.
lying when I say I don't get notifications from you. So that's why I just
Mm-hmm.
unsubscribed and I resubscribed and I hit the bell. But then when you said you have a adult, do a
Mm-hmm.
lot of adult or erotic
Yeah.
content. Is that does a lot of people get say that about the notifications?
Not really. Like the same people seem to get them. Like
Mhm.
I see the same 10, 20 names every show. So that kind of
Okay.
shows me who gets it. And then I try to push it out the day before,
Mhm.
wherever I can, community pages, shout outs to other content creators, that sort of thing. Try to get the word out ahead of time.
Okay, okay. Well, I'm gonna have to keep my eye out. I'm gonna have to keep my eye out because I was just looking on your channel, and it does appear that you do a lot of content. So just as recently as even yesterday.
Yeah, and,
So
and like the other night, just came on, did a pop-up show just to have a vibe. As you know, it's a lot of stressful stuff going on, a lot of court cases, which I'm not even gonna mention. A
hmm
lot of news around the stick, which is always confusing.
hmm
Uh, so with all the craziness going on, sometimes it's nice to have a release from the everyday stuff, and there's not a lot of people that are willing to go and do that. So I said, there's a place for it, I guess, and I hope people enjoy it or
hmm
find some kind of peace from it. And then, like I say, the other shows too. I've got one coming up where I'm going to be doing a couples chat, and that's going to be the big one. I want to do a 3-on-3
Ooh.
singles chat, 3 men, 3 women, preferably content creators. You know what I'm saying? That be equipped and ready when it's time. But having a real good chat, like asking the questions that a lot of singles ask all the time. Where are the
Ooh,
good men? Where are the
sassy.
good women?
You should have
Uh,
sassy in there.
hey, sassy is more than welcome.
Yeah.
Because you have those questions. They say that bad guys finish first and good guys finish last, and all this kind of all these cliches and stuff. I really want to try to bridge the gap because the men are saying there's no more good women, the women are saying there's no more good men. Everybody's saying the same thing, but nobody's talking to each other. So hopefully with this chat, we get enough mature people together to kind of throw those questions at each other. Cause it's always like, for instance, if you got a 6-figure woman, And all she's asking for a man is to be loyal, understanding, and committed, right? That's
Right.
not much to ask for, but there's a trade-off for the man if he feels like she's too controlling, domineering, or treats him like a business partner and doesn't allow him to be equally yoked in the household, or much less be the man of the house. So you know what I'm saying? There's questions like that that singles are asking, that they're afraid of commitment and stuff like that. That if we can hear it from the horse's mouth, not from an expert, not from Will Smith, not from Steve Harvey, we need to talk to each other.
Right.
Right.
Right. And I'm not in a relationship right now, but I will tune in for something like that. But yeah, I know Sassy. Sassy has some good content that she brings to her channel. She's a content creator. That's why I mentioned her name. And I do know that she's in a couple relationship. She's coupled up with somebody. So yeah.
Well, see, the thing is, the chat is for singles, but you can be in a relationship. You can even be LGBT, as long as you've got something to add to the conversation. Because there's single gay people, there are married people that can give single people good advice. Because we might sound silly to a person that's married, what I'm saying, that's stable, for all the silliness that we've got going on, and maybe they can offer some advice. So I welcome anybody that's got input. Because
maybe I'm hearing it wrong. Sassy says she has a boyfriend. Doesn't he want singles? Oh, I thought you wanted couples on the show.
No. It's going to be a singles chat with just discussing the things that singles have trouble with. For instance,
shoot, never mind. Then forget what I said.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to take part, you are more than welcome. I thought you were married to that pastor. I don't know why,
what?
but y'all got a nice little chemistry.
What?
The way that y'all look, man. I watch your videos, even if I'm not in the chat. I'm in the bushes, babe, and I've been around now for 2 or 3 years. So you know what I'm saying? When I was watching the church videos and everything, I only chimed in on that one. But y'all got nice little chemistry, and you know what I'm saying? And y'all got a nice little vibe. I mean, I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying.
No. I didn't even. I know that people like us together, like on a show. They think we like really got show chemistry, but
yes, you do. You have a good show. You have a great show chemistry.
No, as far as pastors, I've had a whole pastor lose his whole congregation. I'm not first lady material at all. Like,
I thought you were the first lady, for real.
And see, you know what? Our pastor in our church visited another church because they invited him to preach for their anniversary last weekend. And the pastor of that church, he walked up to me after church and he said, no, because we went to eat after that. So at the restaurant, he walked up to me at the restaurant and he said, I love your show that you have with the pastor. And he said, I couldn't do that type of show with you. He said, but he has the, what did he say? He has the, what did he say? He said something about personality. That's what he said.
Like charisma. Yeah.
Right. He has a personality to do something like that because most people who watch our show on a regular basis, they know it ain't nothing to do with church. It's like far left from church most of the times. We cuss, we talk, we sip on the show, stuff like that. So there are pastors and people from churches all around our city that watch our show. But that might be the only show that they watch on my channel. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But some of them still watch other shows because I'm the kind of person who I go to church every Sunday, raised up in church, and I believe in God, believe in church, woo woo woo. But still on the side, God ain't through with me yet. You know what I'm saying? So of course there's still, people in the church that watch us on a regular basis. But yeah, I wonder if I'm gonna have to make that clear when we be live. Like,
no, maybe it's just my weird mind. That's all. You know what I'm saying? My mind's 9 times out of 10 in the gutter somewhere. So what I'm saying? It's maybe. But
no, that was so funny. That's so funny. Wait till I tell him that. That's so funny. And we were supposed to meet up today, but because of everybody getting ready for Thanksgiving, his family, my family, everybody, we pushed the next show off to next Tuesday. But
y'all do have y'all have a great chemistry though. And then, shout out to him for being willing to share You know what I'm saying? There's not a lot of preachers that are willing to do that either. So, shout out to him for being willing to do that too.
Yes, yes. That's what I love about him. A lot of people like that about him because he's so down to earth, like Carrie said in the chat. He's so down to earth and he's from the streets. He done a lot of things like a lot of other people have done in the streets, And so he uses that for positive, now that he's a pastor, because he can relate to a lot of people, still in the street. So yeah, that's why he was like, his motto is he doesn't want the hood to think that the church forgot about. So that's how we came up with that whole show, from the pulpit to the hood table.
Okay, that's what's up, and that's a great idea. And there's not another show like it, so I always like unique content. To see something new, and that kind of stuff, especially in this community. So again, that's cool. Like I said, I love your channel and what you do over here, and say even if I'm just back in the cut and not chatting or whatever. And then there's a lot of the TV shows and stuff that I don't really watch. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I might drop a like and drop out because simple. I don't watch like Real Housewives or a lot of the more female oriented type shows. I'm just being honest. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times we be discussing news topics, or you have panel chats with different content creators and stuff. Like I said, I love being in for those.
Oh yeah, and that's on our Fridays. On our Friday Night Lives, we have like I'm on here now, and of course I dropped the link for anybody to come on, but on a regular basis, like weekly basis, our platform has a open chat every Friday at 9 p.m. We call it Friday Night Live. There's no topics off limit, no holds barred. Anybody can jump on, whether you're a content creator or just a supporter, subscriber. But anybody can jump on, and we talk about literally everything. And we do have adult conversations. Hell, just 2-3 weeks ago, we were talking about anal sex.
Ooh.
Who likes it, who don't like it, why you don't like it, why you do like it. Do you think guys who like their women to cook their food? We be getting into all kind of stuff like that too.
So what are your thoughts on BDSM in the Black community? Because I don't really hear too many Black people willing to explore it, or especially Black men. And then coming out of slavery, you know what I'm saying, bondage is just not something that a lot of Black people are comfortable with. So, what are your thoughts on that?
I honestly never tried BDSM.
Maybe you didn't know it.
It's sexy. I really do think it's sexy. I just never tried it, and I think that's something that that's something just like anal. Okay, I know a lot of people not into that, but it to me it's the same. You have to be with somebody you really, really trust. Really, really trust, because even though bondage is, blindfolds, it might be chains, it might be scarves, something like that. But even with like anal sex, a lot of people, you just can't toot that up to anybody because they don't know how to work it back there, and gonna cause you some serious issues. So I think in both of those cases, you have to be with somebody you really, really trust. Yeah, ain't no just anybody gonna be talking about, oh, I want to tie you up.
well, Sassy says maybe you didn't know it. Yeah, I say that because you may have been a submissive, when your dominant partner might have just put those fingers around your neck and
I've been submissive before, but when you talk about the bonding and stuff like that, I haven't done that part.
Well, see, there's levels to it. You don't always start off with the toys and all the kinky stuff. It actually does start with the dominant submissive mindset, where somebody is the dominant. You know what I'm saying? You might have had a great day at work and you just feel like you want to be sexy and you want to ride him. You know what I'm saying? At that point, you are the dominant and he is the submissive. The toys, handcuffs, whips, chains, leather, and all that stuff. That's another element to it. But the mindset has to be there first. Right.
And then as far as being submissive, you can't be submissive to everybody too, because I'm like this. If I'm gonna be submissive to you and all this kind of stuff, you gotta be dominating like in a lot of areas of our relationship. You know what I mean? From a woman's point of view, looking up to her man, like I know you want to be like walking side by side with your man and all that kind of thing, right? But there's just some things that a man, you just look at them to do, and just like a woman, you just look at them to do. Like, you don't want a woman that never cooks. You know what I mean? You don't want no man that never takes out the trash. You don't want no man that never works. You don't want no woman who don't know how to take care of kids. I mean, it's just certain things that you kind of expect from the opposite sex. And there are too many men out there who don't be doing a damn thing and always want somebody to be submissive to them. You know, you feel me?
Yeah, that's one of the topics that I have for the singles chat. Almost verbatim, the way you said it is exactly how I'm going to word it in my in my live stream, because that is an issue for men, especially sorry jokers. Because there was, do you know Southern Belle 74?
I think I might have seen her in a chat or two.
Yeah, she's a content creator. She's in the streets. She's in a lot of the same chats we be in. And she actually got doxxed today by a guy named Otho, who she had, I guess, dated at one point. But just because he's a lame, you know what I'm saying? And he's one of those insecure guys like that red pill, MGTOW stuff, you know, hates black women and don't ever have nothing good to say about black women. Actually went out and gave her whole government name.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? And kept talking about her, keeps bringing her name up, mine too, because of a live stream that didn't go well. But this is one of those guys that claims they're alpha male and the woman has to submit, and I'm 6'4" and she should do what I say and I'm a protector. And at the same time, he's so insecure and everything, he can't even handle a simple panel chat, you know what I'm saying, without trying to dox this woman. So yeah, these men out here are sorry. And these are older guys now. You know, you'd expect that from a 25-year-old man, not somebody pushing 40. So I feel your pain. That's another reason for the chat. I hear the women's pain. You know, we got the women that listen to Cynthia G, and then we got the men that listen to Kevin Samuels, and all of them are confused, and ain't none of them talking to each other. You know what I'm saying? But they are in their bubbles. They are in their little vacuums, you know, listening to a bunch of BS. When we should be listening to each other. Again, I can't overstate that part enough, but like I say, that the chat will be coming up really soon. I'm gonna keep you posted. You know, if you know any ladies or gentlemen that would like to participate, I think it'll be a lot of fun.
You know, definitely. That'd be right up my lane. And sorry, I confused the topic or the show idea at first, because I could have sworn you said you wanted people on the panel to be couples so singles can ask questions to the couples. So I totally misunderstood that. So thanks for pointing that out in the chat, Sassy, because I was on the wrong wave right there.
No, but you're more than welcome. And I think that you know, because I'm 44. And, you know, so I want people that have lived some life and seen some things, you know, and have some good input. I can't really listen to a 25, 26-year-old that hasn't really done much. You know, I appreciate their feedback, but, you know, I need some of us out here that have, you know, seen some things. Right. You know, got some kids, maybe even have a couple grands, because, you know, again, we're the ones that are out here struggling. You know, the young ones, they'll find it, but the ones that are over 25, we're the ones out here now that are like, ooh,
the dating scene is so
effed up.
And it's not like I'm single, and it's not like I don't want to date, but I swear, like the people, and I know I might not be the most attractive to people, but I'm not the least attractive to people. Now I know I got it going on in my personal life, you know, as a good person and everything. But some of the people I see or approach me, I'll be like, you like in your 40s, almost in your 50s, and you still around here acting like a 25-year-old boy. Pull your pants up. Why you walking? Why you walking, nigga? Why you walking? Where your car at? Where you? I mean, like,
it's still wearing jerseys and basketball shoes.
Yes, and you know what I'm saying? It's sagging. Ooh, I hate a sagging dude. Oh my God, that is such a pet peeve. Like, you should not be sagging in your 30s, 40s, 50s. That's true stuff. I ain't saying you gotta have your pants all tight like the Dukes of Hazzard. You can have a little, you know, a little hang time, but sagging and showing your drawers and stuff, I can't stand it.
Yeah, it comes to a certain standard, I guess, that you set for yourself and the things that you want. At our age, you want to go to a nice show. Like this weekend, you know, I was able to watch the museum, went to the Space and Science Center, went to an art gallery, and it was one of the nicest weekends. It was 65 degrees. It was warm. You know, parked the car, got to walk around, take pictures and stuff. And I hadn't been out like that really in a long time. So nice just to be able to do that and share it with my friend, I would have been nice to be with my, girlfriend, somebody romantically. But
Oh,
I was with a female friend of mine. We had a blast.
hmm it's nice. And one thing about relationships that are nice is you should never really be bored. There's the relationship is like your friend. You should be able to have something to do entertaining. You should never be like, there's just nothing to do. The two of y'all together, the possibilities, even if it's just walking in the park, walking on the beach, going to feed the ducks, just that's the fun part about relationships. You can always find something, fun and exciting to do. And that's what you need to do too, is make sure you keep that entertainment up in those relationships, because if they get too boring, child.
Yeah, but then the good guys say that it's boring anyway. The ladies are bored. And that's something else too that I want to talk about is these men that call themselves good men that ain't worth a poop. You know what I'm saying? The ones that pat themselves on the back. I'm a good man. I don't have any felonies. I'm a good man because I raised my kids. I'm a good man because I do X, Y, Z. But the first time you raise your voice at him or do something to him, he's ready to knock your head off. You know what I'm saying? Or the first time you turn your head, he's looking at another woman, but be the
Mm,
first one to tell you, I'm a good man. I'm a good man. Just like the dude who doxed my friend today.
mm. Well, you know what? Another show you should add
Hmm.
is, because I never understand this, but why do women date or marry men who are not involved in their children's lives that they had before that current person? Like, the man ain't paying child support, the man ain't picking up the kids, the man ain't going to the kids' events, the man ain't trying to have nothing to do with the kids, and not because the mama is keeping them away.
Hmm.
They just, I don't understand how women, and then they be having like kids of their own, and the men like might be involved with their kids and might not. But how can you respect the man when he doesn't, play a part in his children's life? That's a show that I would love somebody to have.
That I mean, we can make that as part of the topic because that
Oh yeah.
ultimately, once you get together, that's the ultimate thing is to get married, to have kids, to start another generation, to create generational wealth. But I think sometimes we put the cart before the horse because it all sounds good. All the
Mhm.
hotel talk, the black folks talk. Let's all get along. We all must come together and blah, blah, blah. But we got to start somewhere. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? All that sounds good, but you can't put the cart before the horse.
Right.
But we tend to do that. But like someone said in the chat, uh what she say? No respect if you're not in your kid's life, adult or not. Mhm.
Exactly. If you're not in your kid's life and they're an adult or a child, that's I don't understand it. I don't understand men who don't be in their kids' life and they have the opportunity. But I really don't understand the women that want to be with those men. Because me personally, I've always dated I think it might have been one or two guys that didn't have kids. But for the ones who had kids, for the most part, once we were together for quite some time, his kids was always with my kids were with his kids. I mean, they always was around. They could call me up, can we come over? It's like I don't think I could, and I know I couldn't. I'm not gonna even put thinking on that, because that's a turn off to me. Just like sagging, walking, not working, that's a turn off to me. And I cannot be with you if you don't have nothing to do with your damn kids. I cannot. I just can't.
Well, see, I got a buddy of mine though that caught hell because he's the stepdad that's taking care of three boys. That all three of them gang up on him and tell him that he's not the father, and the mom don't mind taking her son's side. Now,
Oh,
when his mom passed away, he got a nice little stash of money. He got the house, got her truck. You know what I'm saying? Left him a nice little nest egg. Plus, he was the only child, so he didn't have to split it with anybody. You know what I'm saying? The whole insurance. So,
mm,
um, made all these home improvements to the house and everything. Moved in this woman, and the first thing they did was take over. And then they are quick to remind him that unless he's the custodial parent, it's okay to pick him up from school and drop them off. It's okay to pay for their trumpets, trombones, football pads, cleats, all this other stuff. But, don't call, I'm not going to call you dad. You're not my dad. And anytime we want to wipe poop all over the toilet stool or we want to act crazy, just leave clothes all over the floor, leave the house nasty, take your cell phone charger and hide it from you. do these things to you in your house and you can't do nothing about it because when you jump on us, our mom is going to get you.
Oh no, that's horrible.
Yeah, so that's the trade-off on that a lot of guys are afraid of, and he got the worst of it.
That is horrible. And I done heard situations like that where children just act plumb fool to the stepdads or the mom's boyfriend or whatever. And the mom basically allow it to happen. Now she's lucky to even have a man involved in her life. Period. I mean, first of all, so yeah, I don't agree with that either. And I done had again guys who had kids already. I had kids when I met guys, and when you in a really stable relationship, been together for some time, some years and whatnot, living together, like those kids should have a level of respect, not just because you're the stepdad, but because you're a grown up. Period. Period. And especially if that grown up is showing them respect and treating them like they would their own children. So it got to be definitely on both sides. But yeah, some kids just act a plum fool because they are allowed by their mom, and it's
Yeah.
not right. It's not right at all.
And even if you do the paperwork to become the guardian, then that takes all
Mhm.
the onus off the real father. And I feel like the real father should still have some kind of responsibility for them three boys running wild the way that they do. One of them being 16 or 17, almost ready to graduate. The other one 13 and everything. And then the one that's like 10 or 11, I want to hang him up myself. I
Mm-mm-mm.
don't even like looking at that little thing because he's bad as hell.
Hmm. And see, I have this thing. I was talking about this the other day. Um, when it comes to other people kids, like when I was younger, like even still to this day though, but even before I didn't have kids, people know Tanya love the kids. I do. I love me some kids. I only got two, but you know what I'm saying. But people would know that I wouldn't have problems watching it. Somebody have to go to work, they couldn't get a sitter, whatever. Take them to cousin Tanya's or auntie, whatever. And my thing is, if your child comes over here disrespectful, say anything out of line, get smart, try to tear up my house, they gonna get it. If you don't want me to get on your child, discipline your child. And I'm not saying beating them like you know what I mean, but just discipline them. I don't bring them over my house. So, and I'm a real good person. I'm sweet. I'm very, very sweet and nice. So people trust me with their children. They really do. But that's one thing. And I'm the same way when it comes to relationships. Don't leave your kids with me and tell me I can't talk to them, I can't yell at them, I can't discipline them, ground them, punishment. Mm-mm. We can't do this. We can't. So yeah, it has to go both ways. It has to. Otherwise, you're gonna be end up alone with some badass kids.
And this is his third wife, and he's only 43.
Ooh, child. Mm-mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-mm. You see what
Like,
Saxy?
let me see. Go back over to the chat.
I think she was talking about, what was we talking about then? I think she was talking
She
about
said those basics. I like where Sly was going. But what about the ones that are great on paper, but are not emotionally, mentally stable or mature? I think she's referring to the men.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, that's what I'm dealing with right now with this guy. The one that Southern Belle is having to report his last live for trying to expose her personal information because he and I were pretty cool. I even have a video up on my channel from the last time he and I did a live together. So,
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying it was mad respect. But then we had a panel. He was advocating for these men, I guess, that hate black women but love black women. They say black women is their curse, but yet and still they hate black women. They hate their black mothers. Everything they say, goes back to something negative about black women. But they never have anything bad to say about white, Oriental, or Mexican women. Never. And then it's this thing, well, we're just going to go on our own. Well, I'm just going to stop dating black women altogether. And then they're patting each other on the back. And, this guy literally said that they go on dates and take notes because they're trying to figure out what it is about the women that don't like them. What
Mm-hmm.
is it about them that they don't like? And I said, it's a damn shame that a grown man, 40 years old, hadn't found himself to the point of knowing how to even talk to a woman anymore.
It is. It is a darn shame. Like I know women see it all the time, and it's sad. Like you could be going somewhere and a man in front of you, and he don't hold the door just slam. I mean, like it's
But
just little things that you're looking at. Like, well, dang, what happened to the men? What happened to the respect? But then again, on the flip side, some men might be like, well, what happened to women respecting themselves? You know?
yeah, and then giving us their butt to kiss when we did open the door. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? You're gonna open too many doors and not get a thank you. You're not doing it for the thank you, but the thank you would be nice.
it
You
would
know
be.
what I'm saying?
I feel you. Oh, Sassy said drop the link. Here I go,
Yeah.
Sassy. I'm gonna drop the link for Sassy.
Okay.
Let's see. Invite, drop link. Shivery. Oh, there you go, Betty. Shivery is lost. Okay, Sassy, there's the link, babe. But yeah, Betty right. You right. And somebody said, you give them an inch, they take them out. I think she's talking about with the kids.
Hmm.
And also, Carrie Ray said if the mom doesn't teach her boys to be respectful to him as her spouse, it means doesn't respect. You know, ooh, that just reminds me, Carrie Ray. I do know somebody who was dating a guy and their kids were super, super disrespectful, but she was also like they was in one of those relationships where they should have broke up a long time ago. They were basically dealing with each other. And every time the man left, every time he left because of the kids or whatnot, she would beg him all the time to come back and promise that the kids would change and all this kind of stuff. And it never happened. It never happened. And he kept leaving, coming back. And finally they just called it quits altogether. But yeah, hey Sassy Beautiful.
Hello, Sassy.
Hey, hey, Hood Table. Hey, Sly. Very nice to meet you. I'm glad
Nice to
I
meet you.
joined in on the show. Yeah, absolutely. I don't have long. I just wanted to
Go ahead, babe.
say that again.
I said thanks for coming on the line.
Absolutely. You know, I love it over here. I just don't catch you all the time. So I'm so glad I caught this show. You guys were, you know how it goes when we're on these panels, we're talking about one thing and then we jump to another subject. But my comment was mainly in regards to, I believe Slide was going down a road that I generally like to go down and hear more, especially from men. And then there's obviously women in the chat, but I know that we typically, when we're talking about the gender and the gender roles, and we typically, what I call is the basics. Oh, he's sagging. He doesn't have a job. He doesn't open up a door. Those are such basics, right? To me personally,
Right.
I don't encounter men like that, right? I don't encounter men that don't work, that aren't ambitious, that don't have a career, that don't have high level of education. So that's not my issue. So I get a little bored with the he's sagging or he's a bum or he just wants you to sleep. He's a
Right.
hobo, sexual. That's not my world, right? So it's not. But I wanted to. It seems like Sly was going in a direction of what if he's excellent on paper? He does. I mean, that's a given, right? If you move in a certain circle, you're going to meet educated men, men with careers, jobs, men that take care of their children, adult or underage, whatever, all of these things, right? But what if he's mentally unstable, not emotionally mature? What if he can still have all of those things and still have a red pill mentality, like i.e. a Kevin Samuels or a Tommy Sotomayor or whatever, right? So
Hmm.
I just wanted to see if I could hear it. I'll jump back down the chat about, your experience. Hey doggy. uh, your 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 experience with that realm and on that level, because for me and my friends, most of us are in relationships, but it does not mean that we're not currently encountering that, or that we've all encountered that to some level, again, with them just not being emotionally and mentally capable of like an in-depth interpersonal relationship. So I want to
It,
hear what you guys have to say about that.
You don't have to jump
I'll drop
downstairs.
down.
You can stay up.
I'm working, girl. I'm working. So I'm just
That's
gonna
right.
I
That's
thank you
right.
so much for having me up. I'll be in the chat though, and I'll come back up if I can.
Okay, love.
Okay, bye bye. Bye bye.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So
you
go
know
ahead,
what?
Slide. You want to go first?
Oh, she is so right on time. Like
Yes.
this could not be more timely mentioning these mentally unstable guys, these narcissists, you know. And what I found a lot of them doing in the circles I travel in, because I used to be the homie slide. Now I'm more like Uncle Slide. You know, I get a lot of these younger guys that
Hmm.
come to me for advice, especially young black guys now, because there was a transition where guys just used to talk about cars and women. You know, they were very simple. There wasn't a whole lot in between. But when technology came in, all of a sudden you got guys playing Madden. Then the social aspects change. You know, guys are into computers and a little bit more advanced, and guys have changed where women are still a little bit more homely, especially in the South. So just like you have those composite arguments about the sagging and the gold teeth and this, that, and whatever, you hear the same arguments in the men saying, well, the weave and the wigs and the eyelashes and womp a womp and she wears tights. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff that really doesn't matter. And we're so caught up on the BS that we don't never get down to the substance or even really get to know the person. Uh-oh.
Right. I agree. I agree. I was on mute. Sorry.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, I absolutely agree. And when she was talking about like the mental capacity
Yeah.
or the mental, like there are a lot, like we all have baggage. Some
Hmm.
might have a whole under compartment of a plane of baggage, and some might have a little travel bag. But we all have baggage. And what I've learned over the years is a lot of men who uh might have had terrible things happen to them, whether it was growing up or by their mothers or
Hmm.
abuse as a child, tend to not be able to know how to be in a relationship per se, or even be a father to the kids that they create. They don't even have an attachment to their children. Or they
Well,
might be in a relationship and they really love that woman, but they don't really know how to show it in a
well,
relationship.
Well, in my experience as a black man, the one thing I can say that I was raised by soldiers. You know, I was fourth generation military, third generation military. All my uncles, my brothers, were all athletes. So I came from a family of quote unquote alpha males. So there was none of this, feelings and sensitivity. Everything you hurt yourself, it was suck it up and drive on. And the women in my family were adapted to men. We didn't have no tender dress wearing, makeup, lipstick moms in my family. Most women just wore pants, shirts, were very stoic, straightforward, almost cynical, but not very feminine, tender, or loving. So, you can't do something that you're not taught. And as a black man, being taught to be an alpha male, taught to be tough, taught to be a protector, taught to be the man of the house and all these things, tenderness is out the window. So then you turn 25, 26, and you get married and you're a narcissist. You don't know how to express yourself or your feelings, what I'm saying, because you were never taught.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And like how you're saying about the parents, when I was growing up, I know, I mean, your parents love you, they either love you or they don't. So I knew my parents loved me, but my mother wasn't an affectionate person. She didn't show affection. I've never even seen her really show affection to even my stepdad. Because he's been in my life since I was like 5, so he's dad. But I'm just clearing that
Hmm.
part up. But yeah, like I don't know, the hugging, the kissing, the wooing on each other. I didn't see that growing up. My mom was like really religious and really an introvert. She didn't really
Hmm.
show passion and all that kind of stuff. Um, she was shy when it comes to, like, she never gave me the birds and bees talk. We didn't talk about sex. She taught me about my menstrual that was going to come one day, and told me, basically don't have sex or you're going to hell because God's going to send you there with burning drawers on. So we never had even like conversation about sex, diseases, none of that. My mother was just not that person. So a
Hmm.
lot of things I had to learn in the streets. And when it came to me being in relationships, my probably first 4, 5 relationships were just a disaster because I never was shown that growing up. The loving, sweet relationships, just I didn't see that. But what I did expect in a relationship from them guys was one thing I can say about my stepdad, whether they showed all that sappy stuff around us or not. He was a bread. He would bring the home the bacon. He was a hard worker. I mean, he did everything, paid all the bills, things like that. So I expected that growing up, but I didn't know how to play that part as the woman. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean?
And see, men are also equally insecure, because what they end up doing is they emulate what they think a thug is. Because once you've heard it your whole life, all the women want bad boys, all the women want thugs. And you got this mentally unstable man that's listening to Kevin Samuels and Tommy Sotomayor, that's hearing all this bad advice and treating women like crap. Well, if I hit her across the head and drag her home, you know what I'm saying? That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
And then they want to talk to and treat women like that. And then I'm going to take the pee. And then you get home and almost get raped. And what's wrong with this man? It's because he thinks that's what you want. Raising his voice, getting down your face. Well, isn't this the way the guy talked to you? And that's the same abusive behavior that that Southern Belle had to put up with. You know what I'm saying? Coming from a history of abuse and then meeting this guy, I'm a good guy. I'm a good guy. I save kittens from trees. I help my neighbors with their groceries. I shovel snow for all my neighbors, and I help the neighborhood kids with their homework. Such a great man. But so mentally unstable, he can't handle a panel chat to where he's still mad for 2 weeks and doxing people and so mad he's name dropping. He's even name dropped me, but I just don't, I just don't entertain it. But yeah, but there's so many more of these unstable, easily impressionable men. There's another channel I mod for a young man who he goes on single sites and trolls for 10, 12 hours straight with nothing else to do. He just sits there and he'll go on singlesmeet.com, whatever. They have live cams. And these people are vibing. They rolling a joint. They're having a glass of wine. They're pretty women. They're not ugly by no means. And he's getting on there. Why don't you want to get married? How many kids do you have? How old are you? How many inches are your eyelashes? You know what I'm saying? And this is a grown man, and spent all this money on a nice computer, camera, got all this set up and everything, sitting there trolling these pretty women instead of just saying, hey, what's your name? Maybe I can hook up with you or whatever. And that to me, that's unstable. And then he doesn't have a girlfriend. And it's almost like, I don't understand women, so I'm just going to tease them or bully them. And these women didn't do nothing to get bullied. Oh, see, she blocked me. See, she can't handle a real man. See, she blocked me. Like, she blocked you because you're being a douchebag, man. Just maybe be nice to the ladies for once. Don't sit there and ask them stupid questions. Be a gentleman. Even if they do have their boobs out or, they're dressed a certain way. It's online. It's all a money hustle anyway. You know what it is. So all those women are not looking for dates. Let's just put it that way. But if you're not,
like to show a little bit of clear, they want to show, what they got, what they're working with, what their mama gave them. It don't always mean that they want a man they want to throw themselves on a man or need a man or desire a man. A lot of them can be good. They can be good.
And I want to tell that young man, but I can't tell nobody what to do on their platform. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to tell them how corny and how dysfunctional that really is to be bullying these young women when they haven't done nothing to him. But they've been listening to so much of this online shit and stuff and this red pill stuff that didn't let it go to their head.
And what you think? I know you mentioned Kevin, but do you think he is just a replicate of Tommy? Like,
no. There's a big difference. No. There's a huge difference.
Okay.
Tommy plays up the coon role. You know what I'm saying? He'll wear a rebel shirt, a Trump 24, Proud Boy type thing because white guys get off on that. When he played the George Floyd murder over and over and over and over and over, he made sure to always slow down, at the point where he was calling for his mom and this, that, and whatever, almost like he was getting off on it. It was sadistic. Kevin would never do anything like that. That fake class, though, is something that you learn in corporate America. And when I worked at a Fortune 500 company in a call center, I learned a lot of what Kevin does. A lot of that semantics, a lot of the mental manipulation. It comes from, you can learn it in the military, you can learn it in law enforcement, you can learn it in sales. But you have to be a face-to-face, or you can learn it in the clergy and religion. But that's what makes salesmen such good pastors, and that's what makes pastors such good salespeople. It's that level of charisma. Like Charlemagne, I can't stand him. you know what I'm saying, in the morning on the Breakfast Club, but he will say enough good things about black people to make people
Right.
think, okay, well, we give him a pass.
Right.
You know what I'm
Like
saying?
after that incident with the girl, when she was
Hmm.
a teenager, he's done a lot of good since then. You know,
So that wipes away,
overlooked. Yeah.
and now he can write a book, and all of a sudden he's a
Hmm.
guru. But as
Hmm.
far as Kevin, though, like I said, a broken clock can be right twice a day. And sometimes we don't like to hear those rude things about ourselves, you know what I'm saying? Especially coming from a beauty consultant that goes to beauty shows and beauty pageants where, beauty has a standard. If you're following a certain standard of height, size, weight, and that is their standard in their world. I don't live in that world. I don't care
My
if
soul
the
wouldn't be
lady
one
I
of
date is
their standards. I'm too big and too short for their standards.
right. And it's not even a realistic standard. And when he says that Beyonce is the main standard of beauty, I just don't agree with that at all.
I don't either.
I,
I
I've
don't
seen
either.
women in my own city that I think are built better and prettier in the face than Beyonce.
Yes. I,
You know,
I, I've seen a lot of women, celebs, and just regular old folks in the hood who look better than Beyonce.
right? So if you're modeling certain clothes that are built for white women, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going to say it, Calvin Klein and, Christian Dior, all these clothes for all these years have been made and tailored basically for the white body. It's not thick enough in the thighs for black women or wide enough in the hips. Even the clothes for men,
Hmm.
were never wide. They always got tapered pants and everything to the point now it's just skinny jeans. But
Right, right.
as a 32 waist, I have the hardest time finding jeans that fit because I have big thighs.
Well,
You
I
know what
think
I'm
as
saying?
far as the women jeans, I think it wasn't until Nelly came out with apple bottoms that these clothing designers really start focusing on the way a lot of these black women are shaped, which are
Yes.
now the same way a lot of these white women are shaped, but that's because they be adding on things. But yeah, it was like when apple bottoms came out, all the black women was like, "Oh my god, thank you, Nelly." Like we
Yeah.
finally have some stuff that fits right around our hips and our butt and our legs at the same time.
Right. But going back to the unrealistic beauty standard and
Mhm.
everything, and having these young men that are not adequate, that think they deserve a dime or think that they deserve so much more than what they're entitled to. Uh, these young men need to get a grip. They're angry and they don't realize, and I'm gonna tell y'all this now, and a lot of people don't see it. It leads into white supremacy.
Ooh, I never heard it said that way before. But
Because
I see where you're going.
MGTOW started from white supremacists. It started from the Proud Boys. It started from the Trump movement. It started from the ultra right wing conservative party, who
Mhm.
said, you know what I'm saying, we're tired of girls and women taking our money. We're tired of alimony. We're tired of child support. That was a white man thing. Black folks ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? Not black men. So they weren't the ones really complaining about child support and all that. It's always been a thing. We just don't pay it. You know what I'm saying? If you're in jail, you don't really care. So, but it was white men that were losing their empires to their wives, either through alimony, child support, whatever, that said, enough is enough. I'm going to go my own way. And before I raise my son to impregnate a woman or to cohabitate, I'm going to teach him to just go his own way, use women for sex, but not get them pregnant. Don't live with them. Don't allow them to live with you. Don't do anything more for them than what you have to, and leave them in their place. That's what they're being taught. And now it didn't trickle down, just like the feminist movement moved down to black women, just like the LGBT BS moved down to black women. Now, no offense to any of the people that are members of the movement here. I'm just saying that, their movement kind of got in the way of our movement. So
It,
now the white
ooh,
supremacists,
that child, that's a whole nother topic. Ooh.
right. But now the white supremacists, pissed off white boy, proud boy movement, those
Mhm.
incels, the ones that can't buy sex, have now trickled down to the black guys that feel like black women don't want us. They only want thugs. They only want their eyelashes and their weave and their thugs and their weed and their whatever. And Megan Thee Stallion, whoop whoop whoop. You know what I'm saying? And claim again on one hand that they love black women, and on the other hand don't never have nothing good to say about them.
Right. They love black women. They don't never have nothing to say about them, or they always dating the opposite race.
Exactly, but they praise the white woman. They praise the Oriental woman. Well, I'm going to go overseas. Well, I'm going to, and I'm like, why don't you just do the ladies a favor? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Quit suffering, making yourself suffer, trying to force yourself being with a black woman. And
Yeah, it's
stop
like,
forcing black women to suffer with you.
yeah, because when it comes to race, I, of course, especially as a black mother, of course, I mean, we would love to see our black young men be with somebody who can bring home the same comb and brush that we use on our own head. But bottom line is, I always tell my sons, whoever you feel the happiest with, be with that person. As long as they respect you, respect where you came from, your background, your upbringing, your ancestors, and vice versa. You do the same with them. But I just hate when I hear the excuse of I'm dating outside my race because black women are too angry, or we're too vocal, or we're too like if
Yeah.
that's the only reason why you date black women, come on now. Like, what's that to say about your own parents, your grandparents, your aunties, your cousins, your nieces? You know what I mean? It's one thing to say I'm dating this lady who's white or Puerto Rican or whatever because she's just beautiful, she's smart, she's intelligent. I just love her. And then to say I don't date black women, period, because they're, you know what they say about us
Mhm.
black women. Well, we're,
You're
yeah,
you're 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 too strong minded,
yeah, yeah,
too sassy, too bossy,
yeah.
wah wah wah. You know what I'm saying? And in my 20s, I thought the same thing because I hadn't come into my manhood, and I thought that I just had to suffer with an unsufferable woman. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't have to be that way. I just had to find somebody that was suited for me, not trying to force myself and trying to see something in somebody that wasn't there. But once I found myself as a man and knew what made me happy, it made it so much easier than trying to adapt to something I wasn't really used to. Because I am from the South. There are a lot of really outspoken women that will outdrink you, outsmoke you. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? That are almost more masculine than the average dude.
And will
You know
whoop
what I'm
your
saying?
tail.
Yes, yes, absolutely. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Even though that type of woman might not be my cup of tea, we can play spades, we can, talk shit, we can have fun. But I
Mhm.
know that I would prefer a more feminine, maybe not as outspoken type woman for me.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? And once I realized that's for me, you know what I'm saying? That's cool. I don't feel like I'm inadequate. I don't feel like I'm missing anything. I don't feel like all black women fall into one group because black women can be from different regions and all be different.
Right.
So just to lump all black women in a category, and like I said, I'm just gonna say his name. The name of the guy's channel is Otho Williams Jr. And he has a lot of other young black men that go on his platform. So I invite Sassy or any of the others just as an example of what these young men are talking about. They're
Mhm.
angry, they're frustrated, they're alone, they're lonely, and some of them sound borderline suicidal. So like I said, I worry about them, but at the
Mhm.
same time, I got a 22-year-old son that's more stable than these 40-year-old men. So
Right.
at some point, I can't do nothing but just feel for them. Yeah, like Sassy said in the chat, so angry and dark. Exactly. There she is. There's my Southern Belle.
Okay. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Okay. I
Yeah.
want to say, Sherelle. I think I'm saying it right. Cheryl or Sherelle Cunningham. I'm sorry, babe. I was gonna talk to you as soon as we had a break, but I want to make sure you know that I see you. I always like to speak to the people that come into my chat. So welcome to the chat, Sherelle Cunningham.
Hey,
And
Sherelle.
there goes Southern Belle 74. What's up?
Yeah, you speak of the devil, they pop up every time.
Yes, we was just talking about you, Southern Belle.
Yeah, I hope she jumps in the chat and can kind of chime in on this because she's going to be part of the singles chat that's coming up. She's one of my ladies that's going to be in the singles chat discussing some of the challenges she's faced as far as some of these crazy men that Sassy's talking about.
Yeah, she's welcome. If you want to jump on the link, Southern Belle, you can. I'll drop the link right now.
Yeah, Carrie Ray says, I'm here. I hear I'm too strong minded and blunt. Some men don't like women who stand up for themselves and tell them what they want. I don't see that. Man, you the sweetest little flower in the garden. I guess until somebody pisses you off, but I don't
Mhm.
know.
And that's the thing. Like most people who meet me, they're like, "Oh, she's so sweet." So I remember one time I was with somebody and a friend, somebody who I didn't really know that long though. When I had first started on my line dance team, and we was out at a club or somewhere, and somebody had approached her like super wrong, almost ran her over with their car because they was drunk. And I must have jumped out the car, started banging on their window, telling them to come outside. I mean, it was like it was about to be on and popping. And my friend was like, "Oh my God, Saya, I never imagined you to act like that." I'm like, "Girl, please. I can go from 0 to 100 in 2.5 seconds. Anytime, anytime. But, most of the time I'm very reserved. You know what I'm saying? But back in the day when I was younger, oh God.
Yeah,
Back in the day when I was younger.
yeah, alcohol used to make me a jerk. That was my thing. When I smoked weed, I was always calm, laid back, just cool, great to be around. But alcohol, man, after about that third beer or that third or fourth shot, it just became ugh.
See, and I'm like that, sober, straight, it don't matter. But only time I really go off the handle like that is when it really somebody gotta be like super duper duper disrespecting me treating my kids bad, something like that. Because as I aged and got in my 40s, somebody could step on my foot at the store, and I'd be like, I'll look at them like crazy, like. But they be like, "I'm sorry, I apologize." But shoot, back in the day, it's like, "What? You stepped on my shoe? You done stepped on my new white kicks? My case was." Yeah, it was like, yeah. So maturity and age helps a lot when you like from the hood and you grew up on the wild side and hung around, with rowdy people and yeah. But yeah, I still can go there. Trust.
Yeah, see me, I consider myself a day walker. Because I, just like Blade can go among the vampires and then walk during the day around the people. I feel the same way about being able to go to the hood and be people and not feel out of place or feel like, I shouldn't be there. But then, I can also be in the boardroom or be, wherever else and still be equally, welcome and just be people and not ever feel like I'm out of place or like I don't belong here, whatever.
I feel you. Like I have that mentality of because I didn't always. Besides when I was younger at McDonald's and Burger King, stuff like that. But as an adult, I've always worked at like Fortune 400, 500, companies, executive offices, secretaries, things like that. And it's real easy for me to go from the hood to the executive office. It's easy for me to be talking all ratchet on the phone to go into that. "Thank you for calling. This is Tanya. How may I help you?" So I'm very versatile, being around a lot of executive, really maybe smart and fluent people, and then just around my regular day peeps in the hood because I grew up in the hood. I still live in the hood. You know what I'm saying? But when I clock in, when I'm on that clock, don't nobody on there know I'm from the hood and I live in the hood. And when I clock out, I'm still gonna walk around like I'm from the hood.
Right,
But,
right.
And I think Southern Belle just clicked on.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna mute because my dog is. I'm about to have to kill a dog. I'm sorry.
Oh, don't kill the dog. Hey, Southern Belle. Hey, sweetie.
How are you? How are you, beautiful? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. We've been talking about all kind of stuff today, but one thing Slide was telling me about was about this upcoming thing you guys were doing with the singles, a single show or a single segment or something that I told him I would be really interested to partake on or watch. So I think he wanted you to go in a little bit about that and maybe something else if he want to chime in.
Yeah, I wanted a Southern Belle because Southern Belle's had a hell of a day. You know what I'm saying? For starting off early this morning. And not to steal any of her thunder,
Yeah.
if she wants to talk about it, she can. But I feel like it's on point with what we're discussing and what Sassy brought up about these dysfunctional men.
That's right. Please tell us a little bit about the situation you're going through right now, also with that guy who doxed you, if you want.
Yes. Sure,
Okay.
sure. I don't mind because everything's out now. After he doxed me this morning, it's pretty much nothing else he can do to damage me as much as he already did. But I just wanted to start off just putting out a warning to everybody in the chat and in YouTube land. Be mindful of the individuals you get involved with. I met someone on here and we saw each other off of YouTube, and then things went left. And I thought that we could come back. I thought we were mature enough to come back and at least be civil, but things didn't turn out that way. he immediately started making live streams about everything that happened in our relationship. And I asked him repeatedly, please don't do that. It's a trigger for me. You go your way, I've gone my way. Let's move on. And he continued to make video after video to get clicks and views. And it just got so bad to this morning, he got bold enough to say my government name during one of his lives. And I was livid because I also mod for him and he also mod for me. So I dropped down in his chat and I'm like, I know you just didn't say my government name. And he continued to say it. So I'm like, okay, he's on one. Now it's time for me to get on one. So I went live and I snapped all the way off. I don't consider myself to be part of the beef sector, but I do support a lot of the beef sector content creators. I have memberships everywhere. I'm all over YouTube. But I don't participate in the dragging and all that stuff. And so I was shocked that he would say my government name, knowing that I have I'm an educator and I also have a license. So I'm like, so you're going to come online, say my government name so somebody can dox me, and then use this maliciously against me, knowing my license is at stake. Why would you do this to me? He also came back later after the live and put some messages, comments saying he didn't dox me. Like, okay, so people didn't know what my government name was before. Now they do know it. You did dox me. And so he blew my phone up. I have 19 text messages from him back to back to back to back to back. And I refused to speak to him. I unsubscribed from him. He is blocked and deleted. And I'm over it at this point. I've just taken enough. Today was it. I was just like, are you serious? Who does this? It just showed me how little he actually thought of me. And I'm glad, like I said, what he's doing, I don't think he realizes, is he's exposing himself. Not me. I'm not out here looking crazy. He is. So it is what it is. Like I said, I'm over it. I did do a live where I just went ham and I came back and apologized. I removed the videos, but I had to just vent and get it off my chest because I refused to come to work and let them steal my joy and have my day, because he also has a mod on his channel who is his biggest cheerleader. He gets in the corner and bashes specifically Black women, and he upholds him in it. So I snapped off on the mod as well. So he got it too. It was just, it was open season. So, but it is what it is, and I'm over it.
How did you come across this particular platform?
Slide, would you mind sharing that?
Okay.
That's what I get for creating all this love and all this romantic vibes and slow jams and all this eroticism, getting people all horny. I actually get them together, and this is what happens.
So this was like, and I had Sly come on initially, pop up on the StreamYard to let us know a little bit about his channel and what he offers, his subscribers and supporters on his platform. And he did talk about how they have like adult content, grown people content. And so one of the people that you had met through him, basically you guys had what would people call outside of YouTube type of relationship?
Yes. Like I said, Slide, I met him during one of Slide's lives. Slide did like a monument. It was 6+ hours. It may have been 7 hours.
Oh man, that live. Long live. Oh
yeah,
man.
That's where I initially met the guy, because he actually was on the live with Slide, and then we met afterwards offline, away from YouTube, and actually we developed, like I said, we were actually in a relationship. And what's so crazy, even more crazy, is he ended the relationship with me. So I'm just like, and it was just like he could not let go. Okay, so you broke up with me. Okay, we both decided to go our separate ways. We're grown, mature adults. Can we at least be civil towards one another? Because we're both content creators. I mod for you, you mod for me. I thought we were in a good place, but evidently we were not. He still has some unresolved issues. And so today he decided to take it out on me. And I'm like, I'm not having it. So I went ham.
You guys conversing, or how long were you guys talking before you actually decided you were going to be in a relationship? And are you guys from the same area, or is this also
No. I live in Missouri. He's from New York.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. And you were like in a real serious relationship, like a serious.
Absolutely. I went to see him. We spent time. We spent like a week together. Like I said, we were in a very good headspace. I thought. I came back from New York, and he ghosted me pretty much. I'm like, who does that? So I reached out to him. I'm like, okay, what's going on? I'm back here now. Like I said, he avoided my texts, my calls. He didn't even check to see if I made it home safely, which is crazy.
Was that the first time you ever went to visit him? And then
yes. And like I said, the visit was beautiful. We had a nice time. Like I said, I spent a week with him, and we had a nice time. I came back to Missouri. He ghosted me. Just went. He became Casper the Friendly Ghost. He disappeared on me. So when I finally tracked him down, he acted like nothing was wrong. I'm like, who does that? I'm telling you, this is like an episode of Jerry Springer.
And how long were you guys in a relationship before you went to visit him that first time? Like over
oh my gosh. It was a couple of months. I mean, my thing was I wanted to get to know him. And I don't know if he knew this or not, but I do a background screening on everybody. I did a background screening on him. I sure did.
I would too, because you don't.
That was for my own safety and protection. Yeah.
Like they always say on YouTube, you don't know these people for real on YouTube until you actually really get to know him, like get to see them, visit them outside of YouTube, because people can tell you anything on YouTube. But as Sassy did say in the chat that long distance relationships are just as real as any other. That is true. Now, I had a bad experience with a long distance relationship, and I don't want to deter nobody from doing it, but mine was not that good. But some of them do work out really, really well. But you couldn't figure out after you guys met in person why he was shading you when you got back or when you left?
Well, you know what I found? What I discovered was he was wearing a mask. And let me explain to you when I say that. Online, he comes off as, oh, I'm this good guy. I love women. I cater to women. I'm a good man. But when I met him in person, he was not the good guy. He was very verbally, mentally, and psychologically abusive to me. And here I am. I'm up here in New York. I don't know anybody here. I'm in a whole nother different state. And this guy, one day, he just woke up and went off on me, raised his voice. He stood over me. Okay, he's 6'5". So I'm 5'10". Oh, absolutely. He went ham on me one morning. Me and him had I thought it was a disagreement, but he took offense, stood over me in a very intimidating manner, went ham on me, cussed me out, called me everything but the child of God. And at that moment, I was like, okay, I need to get the hell up out of here. But I'm once again, I don't know anyone here. I don't even know how to find a way out of the apartment complex.
That is a scary situation.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. But I thank God, like I said, I just kept my cool and composure till it was time for me to leave. And like I said, I don't know, maybe if that was something that he felt like the reason to ghost me for was that. But I don't even know who he's dealt with in the past. He seemed very, like I said, he was wearing a mask. The charm wore off when I got there. And it was like Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. 1 minute, everything was good. The next minute, he's going off on me. So I don't know if some mental illness was going on. His meds weren't calibrated. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm feeling the same way like Sassy was saying. Like she said, what prompted his outburst today? Somebody said maybe he's bipolar in the chat. That is scary because you all the way in New York, and we just a lot of people have been doing commentary on Rico, who just moved to New York. I don't know if y'all know about that YouTuber, and they telling him things go down in New York. New York isn't safe if you don't really know your way around there. It's a big city, and he don't know anybody. And I would be like, I don't know. See, these long distance relationships, some of them can be good, but some of them can be bad. But in your situation, it just was sporadic. He just all of a sudden just went off the chain, just went off the deep end for no reason.
I can attest to this live. Like I said, we did a live. When was the live that we did? And I invited him up on the live, and he snapped on slide.
Yeah, he sure did. He had snapped on her even before that, telling her to take a question down or something that she had asked in the chat. You know what I'm saying? And see, and I can't blame her for being sold on him, because I was sold on him as a brother. You know what I'm saying? We chopped it up. You know what I'm saying? We would talk offline and everything. And he told me some of his concerns. And I have a young son. So some of the same things I would tell my son is the same things I would tell him. And I didn't think nothing about it. You know, he didn't show me no signs of being a bully or being a jerk or anything like that. He just kind of had like a narcissistic tone. But like I said, I grew up with soldiers and athletes. So I'm kind of used to dum-dums. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to caveman type dudes. And that's just kind of how I saw him. Just kind of a dumb, you know, Dudley do right kind of guy, like big old hound dog, you know, just whatever.
Well, that is a scary situation. I hate you had to go through that. I wouldn't want to be in that situation in my own hometown at some brother's house. You know, them looming over you, being, you know, intimidating, and see that's real. That's messed up. That's messed up. So where are you guys now? You said he flipped out. He doxed you. Are you planning on doing something
I flagged that ass. I flagged that ass. I sure did. I flagged the video, and I'm taking some other action. I sure did. And I even put in my live, I asked him to take down the portion. I gave him the opportunity to take the whole live down and just edit out the portion where you said my government name. He refused to. The live is still up right now. That's why I say I went and flagged that ass.
Okay. And then he say on his live, like, what it was that triggered him. What did you do? Like, it just seemed like you had this perfect thing going. You went to visit him. Everything was fine. And then he just started tripping when you left. Or, well, when you were there. And then ghosted when you left. So did he give some kind of reason, explanation on his show? Or was he just dragging you? Hello? I think you're mute, Southern Belle. You're on mute.
Hey, Belle, you there? Well, I listened to the show myself, and
okay, give me some insight. Like, why is this man doing this? Did he give a reason or excuse or?
Yes, I'll tell you exactly why.
Okay.
Belle hosted a chat the other day. It was me, Belle, I think another young lady. I believe it was Raining Woman. Do you know her?
No, I don't think I've heard of her.
Okay, yeah, she's around in the circle, but yeah, her and some other people were in the chat and in the stream and whatnot, and something came up between us where he kept talking about us and we and y'all and they, and he was referring to me, and he kept talking about these men that I hang out with. And, you know, we go on dates and then we take notes from each other and find out why black women don't want us, and they only want thugs, and they only want baby factories, and they don't want good black men, and I'm a good black man. And, you know, just kept railing on this. And I said, who is this we you keep talking about? Well, we're not a pill slide. We're not a pill. We're not a group. We're just guys and we just talk. And I'm like, so what makes this group of guys different from any other group of guys? And he started getting upset. And it started becoming extremely frustrating because then he wouldn't answer a question. Then he got mad at the way I asked the question. And at that point, it just got really stupid for everybody listening. Everybody was confused. And I went off the hinge. I lost it, you know. And I've apologized to Belle a couple times for me flying off the handle but the people that were there understood because I was as patient as I could be listening to this dude. And if you listen to his lives, he goes on for 2 or 3 hours just talking to himself. It's like a personal diary that he just puts on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Because he wants to start this brotherhood of all the guys that black women reject. He wants to start like a rejected black guys club where they can all love on each other and encourage each other. It's okay, brother. We're here for you. You know what I'm saying? Some old weird shit. And when I told him that it sounded weird and that it's just not something that even sounds, it sounds made up, really. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't like that. And I believe he was embarrassed. And he felt like he was set up, or I guess he feels like we attacked him or something like that. And it wasn't nothing like that because we like him. You know what I'm saying? They had a relationship. Me and him were homies. You know what I'm saying? We did content together and everything, sent each other emails and stuff. So I didn't have nothing against the man. But you cannot come to me talking no foolishness and expect me to say, okay, yeah, brother, yeah, I agree. I'm not going to do that.
Sherelle said, so he got mad at you and took it out on Belle?
he took it out on both of us because it was her platform.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, and even though he had a chance to get the last word or say what he needed to say and get it off his chest, he still wasn't finished. But I guess he felt like I betrayed him for asking a question. You know, but whatever little brotherhood it is he wants to start or whatever, I'm functional. You know, I know how to talk to women. I don't have a problem with meeting women or talking to them or any of that kind of stuff. So it's weird for me to deal with a guy his age. If he was 19, 20, by all means, I take the young guy under my wing and I would kind of mentor him. But
Uh-huh.
he's almost as old as I am. I can't do nothing for a man that old.
Yeah, Sassy said typical narcissistic behavior, getting mad, and when he doesn't get his way.
But
Mm-hmm.
this is a good man. A good man would have moved on. A good man would not put a woman's name out there when he didn't have to. He could have just said a woman I was dating. He didn't have to say her YouTube name, much less her real name. And then using my name. He said my name too. But like I
So
said, I'm kind of
before he mentioned her name and doxed her, did other people like in your sector, or did other people know they were actually dating, or was this something that they were doing like really, really behind the scenes?
Nobody knew our business. I thought we were being very discreet. I think Sly was the only person that knew what was going on between us.
Oh wow.
And that's it. Like I said, I was so shocked because I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you bring our personal life onto YouTube? That's what I'm so disappointed at.
yeah, and he didn't like I said, that's the part that threw me off because he sold me on being such a great guy. I'm a Marine, you know, I'm this, I'm that, I'm stand up in my community, all the people around me like me, you know what I'm saying, this, that, and whatever. So he sold me. I said the brother's a little bit different, you know what I'm saying, a little bit strange, but
Mhm.
he's not so strange that I don't feel like I can just chop it up with him. You know, he just sounds like he's a little misguided because 1 minute he's like Shabbat Shalom and he wants to be a Hebrew Israelite. And then 2 days ago, he made a video talking about how you become a Moor, you know, and then he wants to be indigenous and then he wants to be this, that. So he's just like a lost little puppy.
Oh wow. This is crazy. I mean, I hear all the time, especially in the beef sector, about people being doxxed, but this situation is a bit different. It's a bit different. Doxing somebody you were actually in a relationship with, that is that's crazy. I hope did he delete that portion of the show?
No, like I said, everything is still up. That's why I flagged him. It's
Oh
still
no.
everything's still up. You can go back and see everything.
Yeah, from her first video where me and him had it out to like saying it's all out there. I mean on Otho's channel, on Bell's channel. Like I say, I hate to see that it played out that way. I hate that me and him fell out, but it showed his true colors, and I'm glad that we saw it now and didn't get in too deep with this guy, you know, in a friendship or collaborating, you know, especially when money's concerned, dealing with somebody like him. You
Mhm.
know, I'm just lucky I found out sooner than later.
And as far as Southern Belle, I am lucky that you found out his true colors sooner than later. Because
Hmm.
that whole situation that you described in New York, where everything's just fine, y'all having fun, you know, and you get up and he's looming over you and yelling at you and intimidating, that you don't ever know where that could have went based on how maybe you might have reacted, you know, because me personally, I probably would have been up in his face like, what the fuck is wrong with you, you know? But I'm not saying that you weren't, you know, being defensive or anything, but you never know how that could have turned out, or if he's a very violent person, because that just strikes me as borderline, maybe possibly domestic violence. I mean, I don't know this man, but
Babe, this dude sent me a 8 paragraph email. Send
mm,
me an 8 paragraph email after the fact, after he told her that I was a cock blocker and I was an instigator and basically that Slide ain't shit. 2 or 3 hours later, gonna send me an email about brother, we're gonna collaborate, brother, and we need to come together and form a community and this, that, and whatever. I'm like, this dude doesn't know what he wants to do.
oh
And I
my
said, the last thing I'm gonna do is fall for that trap to say, okay, yeah, my brother, we'll bond and we'll make up and we'll do this, that, and whatever. And then just for him to set me up or make me look stupid. You know, like I say, them 8, 9 paragraphs, them big old long text messages and stuff, you know, them to be
God.
continued text messages. Yeah, it's a bit much. And I'm a man. So you can only imagine if he's doing that with a man, how he would treat a woman.
Now I'm trying to find his channel on here. You said it's Otho Williams Jr.
Easy to find. He's the only one with that name.
But the channel I'm looking at only has 137 subscribers.
That's him.
So you mean to tell me?
You mean to tell me?
You sure he isn't doing this to create some type of controversy on here for clicks and views and stuff? He got 130. He's not even monetized.
Like I said, his videos are a testament to himself and him telling himself how great he is. Just like that movie with Hurricane Carter that Will Smith did a few years ago. Same thing. You know, I'm great. I'm fantastic. You know, I'm writing my own biography and I'm great. So
he's so great, but he only got 137 subscribers, and he doxing people with 137 subscribers. Come on now, I thought I had the wrong channel.
And even his videos about me, part 1, Otho Williams Jr., a role model. 2 hours of him bloviating to himself about what a great man he is. And then if you add that up, he's probably done about 10,000 hours of content just dedicated to himself and what a great man he is.
Oh my God. I don't know if it even, do y'all think it's even worth my time to watch any of his videos to see what this man is about?
5 minutes of one is 10 of all the rest.
Oh my God. I'm up here just looking, I'm just scrolling through the 6 views, 4 views, 7 views, 11 views. Like, okay, okay. I'll check out a few of his videos just to get some type of insight on, you know, who this man is or who he wants people to believe he is. I'll take a few minutes out of my time. Just
you know what?
For this whole story.
I even know a lady that uses not a dummy account, but you know, just kind of like a troll account when you don't want to be obvious when you're a content creator. You know, sometimes we got to use another, you know, thing just to be able to come into another person's chat and whatnot.
Right.
This dumb doesn't even realize he was flirting with a woman that he thought was another woman. And talking buku shit.
Ooh.
Yeah. So like I say, he's a piece of work. He's definitely a piece of work. And I'm sorry to Bell that even happened the way it did, because I feel a little bit responsible. They grown, they do what they want to, but
right.
You know, I be trying to build bridges, man. I be trying to build love, babe. I want to feel the love, and I be messing up every time.
Totally not. I'm on Southern Bell's channel right now. I'm about to subscribe to her channel because I could have sworn, I really believe I might have seen Southern Bell 74's name in a few chats of a few people that I follow. That's why it rung a bell when you mentioned Southern Bell. But I just subscribed and I just hit your bell, Southern Bell. So and then I see your apologize video. So I'm pretty sure this is the right channel that I'm on. But and she does entertainment and celebrity news. Hey, I like to stay up on my entertainment and celebrity news. So I just subscribed. I'm going to drop your link in the chat as well, like I always do. Here we go. Okay, I just dropped the link in the chat for Southern Bell. And again, a lot of people in the chat is saying, you know, we sorry you had to go through this. I am too, but Southern Bell, of course, as they always say, when you get into a situation where what you're expecting from a person doesn't really play out when it comes to relationships. Like they tell us all, don't let that one relationship affect the way that you see other people. You know, I'm sure you know to still give somebody another chance, people used to tell me this all the time because I would have like one bad relationship. I'm like, oh man, are the same. Oh, you know, they're not all the same, you know. But do you have some and Sherelle says she just subbed to you too. And oh, Sassy says she has a devil's advocate question to ask Southern Bell. Please, Southern Bell, ask the question. I mean, please, Sassy, ask the question. And somebody keeps trying to jump on the StreamYard by the name of Talent, but I don't know them and they're not showing a face. So I can't see you. I don't know if you're a troll. Have y'all heard of somebody using that name before as a YouTube name? Talent, like talented, like talent. Either one of y'all, Slide or Southern or anybody else?
No, I'm sorry, I was on mute, but no, that name doesn't ring a bell, and they haven't been in the chat. So
Yeah,
I
they haven't
figure,
been in the chat, so I don't know who they are. And if it's a troll, I definitely don't want them to jump on the screen. Southern Belle, she just sent me a private chat saying she's at work, so she got to stay in the chat right now. So she's watching, but she's just in the chat. But please drop your comment. I'm sure Southern Belle can probably see your comment or your question, Sassy. So please feel free to drop your devil's advocate question for Southern Belle. Oh,
Sassy said
you
that's
sure,
Langston.
Sassy? You sure, Sassy? I'll add them on. Hello?
Hey, how's it going, Hud?
Hey, oh, I recognize that voice. What's up, Langston?
What's going on? Southern Belle, I was having this heated discussion with Sassy a few minutes ago about this. We're on both ends of of what's going on here. Southern Belle, I could have swore I heard you tell the same story 2 months ago and you didn't want to give his name out back then. You were on another platform. So my concern is you have all of this animus directed towards this gentleman, but you still interact with him. He ghosted you. He disrespected you. You still want to be his mod. You still want to interact with him in some way. We're only hearing your side of the story. Sassy totally believes your story, as well. I get it. I get it. But I told her, I've heard you tell the story before. You're still dealing with this gentleman, and you still are looking for some type of sympathy or empathy from audience members. And personally, I have none. Women put themselves in these predicaments. They ignore red flags, and then they can. And when things blow up, you would think they would walk away, leave things be, but they continue to want to be involved with these narcissistic men. I don't get it. I don't get it whatsoever. You know he's a bad guy. Leave him alone.
Well, I'm definitely not here to speak for Southern Belle by no means, but I am a witness to what happened. And the fact that Otho keeps mentioning her, it's not that she's going on to do lives to talk about Otho Williams Jr. That's not the case at all. This guy is mentioning me. He's mentioning her and anybody else who he feels like has wronged him within the past few days. So any old wounds that happened 3 or 4 or 5, 6 weeks ago keep rehashing themselves every time he wants to be angry about a chat or a live stream, or whatever. Like I say, he wasn't exactly invited to the panel that he was on or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just we're all in this same circle and we try to be mature adults. And even if we do disagree with each other, we still try to be personable with each other. So, being a witness to this from the very time that they got together till the way that it is now, I can honestly say that I don't think Southern Belle is chasing behind this guy at all, especially after being ghosted and everything else. But the guy still won't let it go. At some point, I feel like she has the right to defend herself or let it go. Today, she defended herself and decided that she said what needed to be said. So, if you have a problem with that, that's your problem.
No. Listen, look, this has no impact on my day-to-day life. I talk to plenty of women. I talk to plenty of gentlemen. I talk to a bunch of roughneck dudes as well. And I know the type of woman Southern Belle is. They get dumped and they don't handle it well. You got to walk away. Just don't even be around the person. Don't be in their vicinity.
Okay. So sorry, hon, to interrupt you, but okay, since you want to take our private conversation and bring it to the hood table, now you about to get a real show, okay?
Oh Lord.
No, but this is my issue with Langston and his adamant, stance on things. You said that we did not hear, and rightfully so, babe. So allow me this. You said that we're only hearing her side of the story. Fair enough. But however, Slide is up here and he is repeatedly saying that he likes them both. He thought dude was a cool dude. He's going into depth about what type of dude he thought he was. He thought he was cool, maybe a little quirky, maybe this or maybe that. No issues with him. It appears to me that you're totally ignoring the fact that there is a third party that is neutral that is saying, hold up, this dude just sent me an 8-page paragraph. I mean, excuse me, 8-paragraph note right after he did all of these shenanigans. And the other thing I want to say is her name is Southern Belle. So if she is indeed a Southern Belle, a lot of times there are many women who will just brush it off their shoulders and say, hey, no big deal. We didn't work out. No sweat off my back. We can still coexist. And I feel like you're ignoring all of that. And then to be so arrogant to say that women like her, she was just doxxed this morning, not 2 months
Well,
ago. Am I
I,
right?
look, I don't condone doxing, you know that. But on the same hand, I'm not going to join everyone here and take Southern Belle's side in this matter. I mean, I don't think that's fair to the gentleman. He sounds like a weirdo, but who knows? He may be, I just hate to take just one person's side in something like this, especially when I know these type of women, who just won't let go and who will find ways to still
But
be.
how do we know she was the one who didn't let go? Like, what did she say to give that?
Impression.
Yeah.
Well, usually, and this is just my thing, usually if a guy ghosts a female, he really doesn't want to talk to her again. He don't want to be around her. I
So you
mean,
don't think it might have been he just wanted her to come out there, they have a little bit of fun, and then he just done?
yeah, to be
Like,
honest with you, he probably just wanted some sloppy toppy, and he wanted to go about his
Don't
business.
go there. Just come on
No,
now. Well, let's be
I'm just
respectful.
saying. No, I'm being
Okay.
respectful. That's how some dudes are. He may have
no,
just
I
said,
was just
"Hey,
trying
Sir,
to say
I'd like to address
that
you.
maybe
Sir,
it was. I think
Okay,
like
she's back now. She's back now. Thank you,
I'd
Southern
like to
Belle.
address you
okay,
because
go ahead, Southern.
Langston, you are actually in a relationship. So I'm very shocked and very disappointed at the way that you're speaking towards me. You know nothing about me.
Hmm.
It is nothing about letting go. Now, I do feel like I said, that he was wearing a mask. He portrayed himself as like this good guy, and he was not a good guy. Now, do I feel like I've been used? Looking back, because when you're in a relationship, you don't see the person's faults. But when you take a step back and you're out of the relationship, you can see all the red flags. Am I guilty of being a fool? Absolutely. I can say that now, looking back at it. But what you're not going to do is sit up here and say that you know females like me. You know nothing about me. And like I said, I'm very, very disappointed with you being in a relationship, a healthy relationship, that you would come at me like this. I'm very
well,
taken
but
That's
like
aback.
I
not
said,
and
well, wait a minute. Like I said, Southern Belle, I've heard you tell the same tale on another platform a few months back, and you had outrage towards this gentleman. You told basically he didn't dox you at that point, but I mean, I got the impression you would leave the guy alone after all you told us before, and here
When
we
did you
are.
hear me speak about him before, sir?
You spoke on another person's platform about this because you wouldn't
That's
want
a
to.
lie. This
You
is the
didn't give his
very
name.
first live stream I've ever been
No,
on. What are you talking
no,
about?
no. You didn't want to give the gentleman's name. I recall it like it was yesterday.
Okay, Langston, I think you have me confused with someone else because outside of the live stream I just recently did with Slide, this is the first panel I've ever been on. Who are you talking to?
No,
Because
no.
let's be
no
clear.
to me.
Let's be clear, Southern Belle. Are you saying that besides today, because obviously that what happened today was crazy. Besides today, you have never spoken about this gentleman before on a platform.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. In fact, like I said, the live stream that I did with Slide, I invited him up. Like I said, I thought that we were in a good place and that we were cordial towards one another. Why would I invite him up on my platform? We were at discussion relationships. I wanted to hear his view. I invited him up. He's a mod for me. I modded for him.
Right, and everybody was mature adults, so there was not this animus about none of this between them or me or him until we had the discussion on her channel. What was it, about a week ago now?
Yes,
Well, what
and
happened a
tell them
week ago?
Slide,
That's
tell
what
them how
I'm trying to be
he
very
blew up at
clear to
me on my
say.
own live stream. Slide was
What
right there. He
happened a week
blew up
ago?
on me.
You it's like, because I'm trying to be very, very clear. You've never spoken about him on anybody's platform, including your own, up until today. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Okay. All right, Southern Belle. I'm okay, babe. All right. That's why I came up here, because I had your back. Because I don't. I mean, of course, I'm gonna believe. I'm gonna believe my man, but at the same time, I was like, this story does not sound like she's holding on from female to female. It didn't sound like that. It sounded
Well,
like a cordial woman.
And right,
well,
and whatever they had personally, even though I know them both, I didn't even know that there was that much animosity. Matter of fact, this animosity did not exist until Otho and I had our disagreement in her chat. If we never had that disagreement, most of this probably would have never came out, and whatever personal issues they had with each other would have stayed personal. He wouldn't feel like he's losing the battle, so he has to name drop and do all this to get his
Which is
revenge or
why people
whatever
die, right?
for being
Feel like
slighted.
they're losing the battle. Yeah.
Yeah,
hey,
because
Sly,
That's
what
what I'm
sector is
confused
this?
about. What is
What
the
sector is
revenge
this?
for? What is he revenging against? Because it
All
sounds to me
right.
like
Hey, let's go. All right. Bye, you guys. Thanks. Sorry, Southern Belle, that you had to go through that this morning. Sincerely, from my heart, you had to go through that. That's very unfair. And having met my boyfriend on these YouTube streets, I would be utterly disgusted, and I would bring the wrath of God upon his ass. And he knows that. Okay.
yeah,
So you
yeah,
do what you
yeah.
need to do, because that is disgusting.
It
I don't give a
is. I
damn
agree.
what's going on. That's what I want to say about it. Thank you guys. Bye.
take
All right,
care.
talk to you later. Yeah, I just don't understand what the revenge is for. Like, what could you have done so bad that he would want to name drop and all that kind of stuff? See, that's why when I saw the subscriber count on his page, I'm like, y'all sure he ain't doing this for clicks and views just to stir up some kind of mess?
I asked a person that's not even related to this, and that's exactly what they said he was doing, because he's at his last effort because he wants to start a cult. Like I say, he listens to these Hebrew Israelites. We call him MC Hotep because that's kind of his thing. He wants to be a Hebrew. He wants to be indigenous. He wants to be an Israelite. He wants to be a Muslim. He wants to be a Moor. He wants to be a Christian, and he doesn't want to be a Christian. Then he wants to be agnostic. Like I say, he's flopping and flailing through all these different belief systems and doctrines. And when he talks, you can listen to him 3 months ago. Well, I don't have a problem if a woman does marijuana. And then on the next video, oh yes, my brothers, I don't want to talk to anybody that does any kind of drug to cloud their mind. You know what I'm saying? So he's trying to sound and emulate what he hears these other speakers, the Umar Johnsons, the Tariq Nasheeds, these kinds of people. He sits there and listens to them. Then he tries to copy what he hears because it's charismatic. I guess there's something in the message he likes. So he's trying his best to copy that message.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, it sounds like, I don't know. It just sounds like he was being messy on purpose, just start some mess. I mean, I don't know. Are you guys like in a what you would call a particular sector of YouTube? Like, because stuff like that happens all the time in the B sector, where somebody just do some lame stuff from left field just to get clicks and views.
I don't know what sector I'm in. I've done everything from astronomy to Star Wars to relationships to sex to
Mm-hmm.
astronomy. I mean, like I said, I've done a little bit of everything, so I don't fit into nobody's sector. I'm just out here.
Okay.
I just grab a camera and go.
Okay. And Southern Belle, I know it says that she does like entertainment and celebrity news. So I take it that she's probably not in a particular sector per se either. This is just wow. This is some stuff that I'm just used to happening in the B sector. That's why I'm like, is y'all part of a sector? But
It happened in the Star Wars sector to me 2 years ago.
oh
You had
wow.
a bunch of prejudiced white boys that didn't like the fact there was a black stormtrooper. John Boyega got cast for the role, and they didn't want a girl playing in the role and all this stuff. Anytime they had a black man or a white female take a movie role, all the white boys just got up in arms and go to Twitter and just acted a damn fool. And I was on the other side of that fight. You know what I'm saying? So, and it got real. I mean, some people getting jumped out in the streets. They were going to Comic-Con fighting. A lot of YouTube channels got launched, mine included. My channel started with Star Wars.
Oh wow. Well,
And
they say they beefing everywhere. They beef in the mommy sector, the cooking sector. I mean, they beef everywhere, not just the beef sector. But Sassy said, what does he talk about? Now, Sassy, are you referring to Sly Jones or are you referring to that other guy? Because Sly did mention what he discusses on his channel, and I think you were in here for that. So I wonder if she's talking about the other guy. So what does he discuss in his on his channel besides trying to start this new group of men for men or whatever you call it?
Yeah, he has this what he calls the brother talk series, where he wants to talk to all the inadequate brothers, all the incels, all the red pill, all the guys that don't know how to talk to women, all the rejects. And he wants to start a rejects club where they can all love on each other and tell each other it's going to be okay and pat each other on the head and talk about what bad people women are and their wigs are stinky and they need to dress like girls, they need to bow down and be submissive and all this craziness, like I say, it's all white supremacist talking points.
Well,
But
that kind of sounds like Tommy.
Well, see, it's not as extreme as Tommy. It's more Kevin and less Tommy.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's both of them's talking points to where I guess the pinnacle is this white woman or this Hispanic woman or this other woman that's supposed to bow down and kiss your feet, where all the black women are mouthy and militant and sassy and whatever. And these men don't feel like they can relate to these women anymore, to black women, period. And when they say black women, they mean all black women. They don't mean light skin. They don't mean dark skin. They don't mean thick BBW. They don't mean slim. When they say black women, they lump all y'all in the category.
Well, let me ask you this: as far as the Tommies and the Kevin Samuels, a lot of them, they channels are really large. They get a lot of clicks and views, make a lot of money off their channel. Do you think they really believe what they are preaching, or do you think it's just all about controversy, clicks and views, making money? Do you really like the stuff that Tommy and Kevin talk about? Like Tommy can go way off on the black women with the weaves and makeup and all that kind of stuff. But do you think they really, really believe that? Because to me, that type of content and having that type of following will just only create more people talking like that, more men talking like that, maybe possibly thinking if I talk like that, I'll get a lot of views and subscribers.
Exactly. It's infectious,
Yeah.
and it's copycat and it's clout chasing, just like and just like the young man's channel that I mod for that is doing it's going to the singles chats and harassing these women. It's almost scary at the level these men are going to now to bully and belittle women because they just don't know how to talk to them anymore.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people call Kevin a copycat. They say he's just trying to be a Tommy.
But to answer Sassy's question, it's
like other type of people.
Yeah, but to answer Sassy's question, like I say, he wants to be a Hebrew Israelite 1 minute, and he's shalom, brother, shalom, shalom, shalom. And then on the next video, he's going to tell you how to become indigenous and how to become a sovereign citizen and telling people not to take the stick and all that kind of stuff. So like I say, he just believes his own BS.
I really hate the people who claim they Muslim. But then like one person asked me one time, well, how can you say that against Muslims? Because Christian people say they're Christians, but they still do certain things that might seem non-Christian. But Muslims, I don't know, they just seem like on another playing field, like no smoking, no this, no that. You gotta really be the head of the household. Like true Muslims, they don't act like some of these fellas out here claiming to be Muslims. They like you ain't bow to the left, right, front, south, east, north any day of your life, but you want to claim to be Muslim and all this.
That is a great question, and I am so glad you brought it up because I myself recognize Muhammad as the last prophet. I believe Adam was the first. I do believe Muhammad was the last, and I believe that Jesus was one of the greatest of all the prophets. Peace be upon them all. But there's no difference between a Jew, a Christian, a Muslim as far as the God we believe in, but how we execute. Again, you do have some Muslims that smoke. You do have, but the Bible says not to eat pork, but Christians eat pork. The Quran says not to eat pork, just that Muslims follow the book a little bit closer, just like Jews. Jews follow the Torah, but nobody ever complains about Jews being strict. And Jews are a whole lot stricter than Muslims. Muslim kids play for the volleyball team. They go to public school. You know what I'm saying? They chop it up right now with the Christian and agnostic kids. So, they're not really separating themselves anymore like they used to have to, especially after 9/11. Even though the women wear burqas and wear saris and stuff like that, they are still just as jokey and silly and love to cook, love to eat, love to cut up. It's just that you don't drink or eat pork. You pray 5 times a day, but when you give salat so often, so many times, you get used to it. It's routine. And me, I have to learn the routine. But it's just like somebody that goes to church for the first time or gets baptized for the first time. You don't go in and knowing everything, in the Bible, or, there's a lot of stuff you do in church naturally when you grow up in the church. And when you come in for the first time, it's new to you.
Right.
And it's no different in the mosque. Passing around the collection plate, stand up, sit down, doing that stuff in the church, singing songs, knowing when to sing the songs, the words to the songs. You know the words to your church songs by heart. You know what I'm saying? Because you've been going to church ever since you were a little girl.
Right.
But going into the mosque, you hear Bismillah, Rahman, Ar-Rahim, Assalamu alaikum, wa rahmatullahi, wa barakatuh. It sounds like a phone, it sounds like, you speaking gibberish, but you hear it so often, so many times over and over, you know what it means. And then you start reading the Quran, and the Quran is a whole lot easier than the Bible. I tell you what, just as far as reading, you can get through 10 verses of the Quran before you get through 1 verse of the Bible with all that therefore art thou, shout and shout not stuff. The Quran is written in plain English. But Muslims are not as strict as you might think. And they have just as many sins and shortfalls as Jews and Christians. But you'll find that more Muslims and Jews lean towards the laws in the book more than Christians who say that they're saved by Christ and saved by the grace and feel like they're forgiven regardless of what they eat, drink, smoke, or do. But again, I'm not in judgment. I'm definitely not an imam or priest or rabbi or anything else. But I see them all being as one because we all believe in the same God. But the divisions that came with politics are what separate us.
Right. And that's
but we have more in common.
So when I said I'm a Christian, but I always say God is not through with me yet, because I know sometimes I don't do things that are Christian like. So I don't like to judge people. I just hate when some people just be so like okay, I know Muslims and everybody probably don't probably do everything they're supposed to, but I just hate when people just like push it on you, like I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm Muslim. Maybe like so geared towards one part, but then another part of the life per se, they don't try to do, but you always want to throw it up in your face. I'm Muslim, I don't eat pork, I don't eat
that's why I turned away from Sonetter TV. That's why I turned away from Brother Polite. That's why I turned away from the Hebrew Israelites and the Freemasons and all of that, because all of them, even the black fraternities, at some point feel like they're superior. And God didn't make no group of men superior to no other group of men on earth. And that to even think that you're superior because you're an A Phi A, or because you're an Omega Psi Phi, because you're a Mason, or because you're any one of these things, even if you're a pastor, you're still just a man. You are not better than Jesus. You are not better than Christ.
Right.
So, that illusion of grandeur, you need that, I guess, as a black man, when you feel like, especially I see that in a lot of dark-skinned black men that feel inadequate or feel like they got picked on or feel like they don't belong or always feel like people are scared of them and they feel ugly or whatever. You have a Hebrew Israelite tell you that you're from the tribe of Judah and tell you that you're the first man, that you're indigenous, and that you're going to eventually enslave the white man and take over America. You keep hearing that stuff. That sounds sexy to a boy that's dark-skinned, been picked on his whole life. You know what I'm saying? So I get the appeal. Plus, you turn on the news, you see Trayvon Martin, Arbery, you see George Floyd, you see this over and over and over. You know what I'm saying? You see these guys standing on the on the corner preaching, willing to correct a woman. Your top is too low. That dress is too short. You should do this. You should do that. And you got an impressionable young man, the same ones that Kevin Samuels and them are getting to. The Hebrew Israelites are getting into those same guys' heads, because that message is attractive right now. in the Trump era and the Me Too era and all this LGBT and all this stuff. Everybody's looking for their tribe and where they belong.
Right. I absolutely agree. And Southern Belle said, he did a number on me. I am thankful that I got out. And she also said, thank you, a Sassy Show, for your kind words. Yeah, thank you, Sassy. Sassy's a sweetheart.
Yeah, and I subscribe to Sassy's channel too, and I look forward to all of us need to get together. Me, you, Sassy, get another gentleman. I don't know who the last guy was, but I felt like he already had an agenda. I'm sorry if he did. I really wish we could have chopped it up because it's nice to have another fellow on the panel. But at the same time, he seemed like he was a little salty for some reason. And for me to see this from the beginning to end, I felt like that was a little unfair. But, maybe it's not for me to say. But
yeah, well, I feel what you're saying as far as the guys on the panels, because we have a Friday Night Live a lot of times, and I'm like, where are the men? Why is it always women that want to jump on the panels? I know y'all men got something to say.
Yeah, and I love women, so I don't mind being in a panel with women. I used to be in a call center where it was 90% women, and before that, I worked in a hospital where it was 90% women. So I've been used to being around women. I know more about estrogen and periods and ovarian cysts than I care to even discuss.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And hot flashes and menopause and, laying in the bed and then a pool of sweat and go over there and it's cold and don't touch me, I'm hot. And then the next minute be freezing cold and be all up under my back, wet and cold. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I learned as a young man dating an older woman.
Yeah, and I'll tell my sons that sometimes when I be like, I'm cramping, leave me alone, Mom. Why you gotta tell us that? I'm like, I'm sure your woman gonna be telling you that all the time, every month, and your daughter. Those are conversations your daughter should not be afraid to discuss with you. So, growing up around women or around, having your mother in your life, sisters, girl cousins, it can be it can be a good thing when it comes to you dealing with relationships and with your own daughters when they come.
Yeah, and for me, it's easier to collaborate with women on YouTube because the men are always know-it-alls. Me, I always compromise. If it's something I don't know, I don't know. If it's right to apologize, I'm willing to say sorry. It's not a blow to my pride. You know what I'm saying? I don't lose anything by capitulating, saying, okay, I lose. I don't have to win every battle. And I'm not sitting there thinking, oh, I'm going to get you next time, or I wish I had said this or said that. Let it go and move on to the next thing.
Right. And never go with the popular opinion. That's me. I never go with the popular opinion. I always have my own thoughts, my own, use my own mind. And that's one thing about YouTube too. A lot of people have favoritisms. A lot of people go with the popular opinions, the most people with the biggest channels, stuff like that. So that's one thing I like about being in the smaller YouTube sector. Because of that, but still, with some of these smaller channels, you still have a lot of people who will damn near fight to death or to the blood over some of these YouTubers that they don't really know in real life.
Right, and I've even been blocked by YouTubers that found out that I was friends with other YouTubers, and then I get shade from other YouTubers because they'll come into the chat, be like, "Oh, is the chat over? Is it over?" Like, you're one of the first people I told when I was going live. You knew what was up, but because you saw somebody in my chat you didn't like, you're gonna act brand new. And I'm like, we're all adults. We don't have to act like that. You can come and say hi. And if there's somebody you don't like, you don't have to even say anything at all, but at least show support. You can share, you can hit like, you can subscribe, you can do all these things to support that don't necessarily require you to be in the chat, knowing that you're going to say something that's going to piss somebody off. And it ends up being a back and forth when you don't like that person.
Exactly. I would be blocked all the time if that's the case, because I be in a lot of people chats, and I said that earlier, that a lot of the chats I be in be chats of people that I follow that they might not even like, but I always believed ever since I started watching, before I became a content creator, I go where I want to go, I watch who I want to watch, and if you're not happy with me seeing somebody that you don't like and I'm supporting you and them, then just block me from your channel. Shoot, I can take my support somewhere very easily. It ain't no big thing. The only thing that I ask and say, like a lot of other YouTubers, is if you following somebody else and you support them and you support me, but they don't like me and I don't like them, don't be all up in their chat talking shit about me and then be up in my chat up here supporting me and, you know, showing me love and all this, then get in somebody else's chat and be talking shit or be in the amen section. You know, now that's different. Like, I'll block you myself if I see that. But that's something I don't do. I could love Sassy to death and love Carrie Ray to death, but if they don't get along, and I'm in Carrie Ray's chat and they might be talking about Sassy or something, I'm not gonna be there saying anything. I'm not gonna be amening. I'm just here for the entertainment. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? And everybody's not gonna like everybody. So I really hate that some YouTubers, they use their subscriber count and their popularity to try to run other people's panels and to control their subscribers. And I really hate that.
Yeah, and that's another reason why I'm raw, you know, on my channel and others, so that way you don't get it twisted, so that way you know my approach, because you know my heart, and I come from a place of love, but it may come out in a way that sounds like, ooh, shit, where is he going with this? You know what I'm saying? You'll be like, ooh, I don't know, you know, Slide, what is he talking about? But then when I make my point, you'll be like, okay, now I see what he's saying. You know, because for instance, Otho tried to check me for making my no, it wasn't Otho, it was another guy. I believe it was who did Avatar Nate. You know, it's so long ago it doesn't even matter. Anyway, this young man tried to check me. I had thumbnails with Trump. I had thumbnails with all kind of stuff, and tried to check me, even though he only had like 800-900 subs. And I'm like, yo, dude, like, let me do this how I do it, because I don't ever want nobody to think that I'm changing or I'm a different person, because I've always been the same from the first day I started my channel till now. You know, like Carrie said, people become actors on YouTube, become a whole different personalities. I've seen people get lost in those personalities on YouTube. They don't even know who they are anymore. You know, and I could never see that happening to me, or my ego, that people brag or feed my head and get my head so big that I really think I'm some kind of celebrity or this, that, and whatever. I just appreciate having a small following I do have. You know, to me, this is fun. You there, babe?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was on mute. But yeah, what I was saying was, everybody joins YouTube for a reason. It's nice to have the smaller channels because you have the close-knit, you know, community and everything. But most of us, for the most part, do want our channels to get up to a certain level. And some people even want to have YouTube as a way of income so that they don't have to do their 9 to 5 that they really don't like. But for whatever reason that you are on YouTube, just don't let other people try to control your platform, your channel, your content, your subscribers, who you should watch, who you shouldn't follow. Be yourself on YouTube. That's the best thing that I can say, because I see some people support some people so strongly that they literally lose their whole channel, their whole audience, just for sucking up to someone else so much instead of just doing for their channel what they need to do. Focus on your channel. It's okay to support people, but always focus on your channel growth and who you are, who your supporters are, and you know, for real.
Yeah, not only that, but vet who you collaborate with. Yep. You know, because like you, I've listened to you for over a year. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that I chop it up with, I've known for, like you like say, Melanated High Priestess, even One Proud Grandma used to come over. Like I said, I could name 20 names, and whether they still like me or not. And I say even Bridget, this beach, we had one of the livest lives. It was like a 5-6 hour live. We talked buku stuff. I mean, it was one of the greatest lives. And now I might see Bridget in the street, and you know, she don't have really 2 words, and I don't know where we lost our relationship or whatever. But you know, I realized that it happens. Everybody's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, and I don't hold nothing against her, you know, nothing like that. And I just use her name as an example because I can call her on the phone right now and talk to her. So it's not like I'm saying anything that behind her back or anything like that. So, you know, but there's several content creators where it's like, we kind of lost the love. You know, we used to be in each other's chat, and maybe it happened to you. I don't know, but you know, I've seen some of my relationships go like that, where I see these people in the street, in people's chat, and they don't even speak anymore. And I'm like, we used to be cool.
And I see that sometimes too. Like when I first started on YouTube, I'll see people on the YouTube streets and other people's chats, and I'm like, dang, I done forgot about them. Where they been? Like, but they probably saying the same thing about me. But one thing is, when you start YouTube, you might, for the most part, be subscribed to a lot of people. Even if because I ain't even gonna lie, a lot of times you just have to support people to get support, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you also do that because you don't really know who you really like until you actually start really watching them. Like, before, when we used to be able to click on people's names in the chat and it just took you to their channel, before YouTube stopped that, we could just click on people's names and just subscribe to their channel. Now it's a little harder. You have to type in their name, hope that it come up, to follow them on their channel. But when I first started, I just subscribed to a whole bunch of people just because I didn't know who I liked, what I didn't like. I was just trying to get my feet wet and find out what's going on and who to watch, who not to watch. So along the line, I might be like, I ain't really into their content. Like somebody who I had supported because they was like, subscribe to my channel. I was like, okay. And all they do is rub off scratch off tickets.
Yep.
That's all they do. I'm like, I'm not really interested in that type of content. So eventually I did unsubscribe. But
I subscribed to a guy that used to fart and eat. Literally, that's what he used to do, is fart, burp, and eat. And it was I could only take like 30 seconds of it before I was totally disgusted. And when I realized that was all his videos were, was him talking, eating, and burping, and he's got 90 people hanging on his every word, I'm like, this has a following. This is weird. I thought mukbang was a weird form of porn, to be honest with you. And nothing really surprises me in the world of sex. I've pretty much seen some of it and done most of it, but that mukbang shit, that's a whole nother fetish that I cannot get down with.
I can't get down. I cannot get down with the mukbangs. I tried, and there are some people who I'm subscribed to. I don't never watch their show. I subscribe. They got my subscriber, count, but I can't do the chomping and the smacking and the chewing and the wiping all the stuff off their face and they be so dramatic with it, and they have the microphone right close to their mouth so you can hear every single bite. And I'm like, I can't do it. It's like listening to somebody scratching their nails on the chalkboard. I can't do it.
Right, and I do ASMR, so I'm in ASMR communities, but I'm an outcast because I don't sit there and break pencils. I'm not going to sit there and play with a bag full of BBs. You know what I'm saying? It's just certain things I just feel like go beyond my dignity. If I can use my voice as my talent, I'd much rather do that than sit there and use a gimmick to do that. But then again, am I wrong? Is it a fetish? Because it feels a lot like a fetish.
I think it is. Like, I know this one lady, all she do is open a bag of bees. That's all she do. She play with bees, and you just listen to the bees just clicking around and making that noise. And I'm like, that's the ASMR. Only ever did one ASMR. And if you've been following me for a while, I'm a personal custom cake decorator. So one time I decorated a cake in ASMR, and you could hear me like scooping out the frosting, putting the frosting on the cake.
Frosting on the cake.
Yeah, you can hear me. Like, you can hear the sounds of me making cake, but it wasn't like an irritating sound or, stuff like that.
The way you make it sounds kind of sexy.
See.
Putting the cream on, laying it down real slow, and you can hear it just slathering across the surface of the cake. Man, come on, now that you might be onto something.
But see, it wasn't even intentional. I was in a super rush, but I promised everybody a cake decorating video that day. So I said from the beginning, I'm not gonna be talking. I'm just gonna whip this cake up, whip it on out, decorate it, and get it off to where it's supposed to go.
Ooh, whip it out.
Oh shit. See, I'm gonna definitely have to tune into some of your late night shows because I'm telling you, some things I don't see. We only go so far on my channel. Not that we can't. I'm just saying on a regular basis. We usually do it on Fridays, but not that we can't. I don't censor nobody. We all drunk.
I love food. I love food. Yeah. I love a good cake, man.
Yes, we all do.
That real good
homemade frosting. But yeah, so
Even if I can't stir the pot, I love to lick the spoon.
that's the spoon, the bowl.
Ooh, lick that big old bowl. Ooh, I got big hands too. I like that big bowl.
Y'all. Y'all like to make cakes out there? Sly Jones likes to eat desserts.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Lord.
Yeah. Y'all, we had a really, really interesting conversation today. Oh my God, we started at the beginning talking about why YouTube disabled the dislike number count on YouTube videos, and we ended up talking about all kind of stuff. See, this reminds me of a Friday Night Live, No Topics Off Limits show that we do every Friday. It's very similar to this, basically.
Yeah, this is a whole part-time job tonight. We've been on here for how long?
Well, see, the thing is, I've been on PTO all week. I only had to work Monday of this week, and I'm off the rest of the week, so I don't go back to next Monday. But all the time while I've been on here, I don't know if y'all hear me chopping every now and then. That's why I kept going mute, because I didn't want y'all to hear that chop, chop, chop. But I've been chopping vegetables the whole time I'm on here. I'm down to my last one, my garlic. So I just chopped up all my garlic bulbs. But that's what I've been doing. I done went through celery, peppers, jalapenos, onions. I went through all kinds of stuff on here with y'all.
Yeah, you can almost cook a whole meal while you on here.
When I do my holidays, I do all my prepping 2 days ahead of time. Tomorrow, I'll start cooking all my sides, my desserts, and then on the day of, I do my turkey, my ham, and the things I like fresh, like my mac and cheese, stuff like that. But yeah, I'll be getting a jump start. So y'all make me entertained while I've been chopping up vegetables. Yeah.
Well, look, this was really cool. I appreciate you inviting me onto the panel and everything. I was glad to be here and, helping me promote the channel and all that. Because like I said, I love being on YouTube. It's a lot of fun. And, it can be interesting sometimes, that's for sure. But at the end of the day, we all are human beings. We all got to remember that it is a person, no matter how quirky or silly or irritating or hateful or whatever, it is a person on the other end. So
it is. And I really hate, again, what happened to Southern Belle. I know she's at work, so she's watching from work. But again, I really hate that happened to her. And no, the other guy wasn't on here to tell his side of the story. And that's why I'm not even going in on the other person. Even if the story is 100% true, I still, you know how it is.
Right. And that's fair. You're being absolutely
fair. I'm just being fair. So I'm not going to go in and say, oh, he was horrible. I just didn't understand. That's all. I was just trying to understand. But we had a great conversation today. I really appreciate you for jumping on the link slide. I really do. And I'm looking forward to watching your content. And again, I got your bell hit. I unsubscribed and then resubscribed right back today while I was talking to you, because sometimes it just works. When you don't get notifications, sometimes that's what you got to do and it works.
Well, I tell you what, I enjoyed myself tonight. I met some people, Sassy, and even the gentleman that came on earlier. Anytime he wants to chop it up, I'm always down, for a lively discussion. And I get lively, but that doesn't mean we got to get ugly. We don't have to insult each other. You know what I'm saying? But we can man up, because iron sharpens iron. And that's the kind of man I want to chop it up with, not somebody that's going to cower or, get personal or, get emotional or get effeminate because we disagree on a point. But shout out to Carrie, Sassy, and, shout out to you for hosting and everything and having an awesome show. And I'm going to go ahead and step off the line. But again, thank you. And I hope to see you real soon.
Yes, you'll be seeing me over there at Southern Belle too, if she's still watching. And of course, Sassy, she has a show. I love me some Sassy show. So make sure y'all get over there and subscribe to the Sassy show if you are not already subscribed, please. And thank you very much. Thank you, Sassy. You said that you enjoyed the Hood Table Live. Thank you so much. We had a great show today. This was really impromptu. I didn't expect to be on here this long. It's almost 3.5 hours. I was supposed to be on here for like an hour, just discussing one of YouTube's new things they got on with the dislike count on our channels, and it went on from there. But I'm glad I came live today and met some new YouTubers, and I did click your bells. So yes, I'll get those notifications and join you on your platforms and show you some support. That's how we do over here on the Hood Table. Okay. But yes, I enjoy all you guys. Thanks for tuning in. I love you all. the hood table, from my table to your table. Happy holidays, blessed Thanksgiving. I hope everybody has a safe, wonderful holiday. If I don't see you guys or speak to you guys before Thanksgiving, I hope you have a safe, blessed week. Don't do too much eating. I need to tell myself that too. But don't do too much eating and don't spend all your money on Black Friday. But yes, Sassy said, good to meet you, Sly. See you in the streets. Yeah. But on that note, everybody, stay safe, be blessed, remain vigilant at all times, as I always say, and don't forget to keep it hood. Bye. Later, Carrie, Sassy.